When you come to Dark Hour, you're going to get an over-the-top haunted house experience. We have a lot of stuff that you might typically find in like a stage production on Broadway or a theme park level attraction.
We actually, at Dark Hour, we seek out tech that is above and beyond what you're normally going to see in day-to-day life.
Everything is just as state-of-the-art as it could get.
What makes our cast different? Number one is training, and number two is environment. With our realistic environments, they feel more in the character and more in the moment.
Over the last 10 years, we have just evolved and we've added more, we've tweaked more, and we've been able to really like fine tune all of the things that we do to put forward the best show possible.
What guests can expect from the Dark Hour experience is amazing, energetic actors, themed environments, and we really focus on the wow factor here at Dark Hour.
We just have such a spectacular show to give people, bigger and better and different.
Dark Hour is a safe place to get scared. You're going to come here, you're going to scream, you're going to laugh with your friends, and release from the real world for a while.
This Halloween season, if you come to Dark Hour Haunted House, you're going to scream loud and you're going to scream often.
Everybody's on mute.
I think we're all muted.
On mute.
All I said was I'm so excited about this. This is so great.
I tried to unmute everybody, and then it kept telling me, "Nope, y'all got they muted themselves." So
you did great getting us all back up here quickly like that.
I think everybody else did their own. I just did myself.
That's awesome. Welcome to the Frenzy, everybody. This is our Halloween episode. We always like to do it up on Halloween if we can. Guys, how are you doing?
Fine, yourself?
I'm going to get a Bobby Dangerously t-shirt that says, "Fine, yourself."
That's one last time I have to say it.
Wait, one last time?
I have to say it. One last time, yeah. One last time I have to say it. So I keep saying it, so I don't have to say it. If I have like 100 left, that's one last time I have to say it. So now
I get it. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
I misinterpreted it. It's like I interpreted that as this.
Yeah, I just sprung it on you. This is my last episode.
Oh shit!
It is getting close though.
My worst nightmare come true.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So Adam, Oz, how you guys doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Getting excited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's that special time of the year. Halloween, just next week. We're literally a week away from the big day. It's also a little bittersweet, though, because it's towards the end of the spooky season, and then it goes into that, that evil witch is going to rear her head, and not even a cool witch. Mariah Carey's going to start singing. I've already heard her twice.
Well,
it's not even Halloween yet.
It's already begun. It always happens. I walking into the Dollar Tree, walking into Target, all the Christmas stuff is coming out, and I don't know. That always gets me excited about the fact that we're in the season of events.
Believe me, the Burr months are the absolute best. Starting from September, going through December, always the best time of the year, and I can't be more excited about it. I just can't stand hearing that damn song over and over again. It's really not a bad Christmas song.
It's terrible.
It's just overplayed.
It's just not. There's so many other great Christmas songs.
I'll go back to listening to Bing Crosby
and Burl.
Nat King Cole,
that's what we do.
Burl
right. I mean, that's what I grew up on. That's what all the old records were that my dad had that we'd play all the time. Used to play. So yeah, I mean that's what I prefer. I don't like as much of the newer stuff.
I'm that way with. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there is a special Baltimore Christmas song called "All I Want Is Crabs for Christmas." If you've ever had Baltimore steamed crabs, you understand.
I thought you were going to say if you've ever had Baltimore crabs, then you know what I'm talking about. But you meant steamed crabs.
Yeah, Baltimore crabs you can pick right up off the toilet seat, and I do not recommend.
Did I get the A200 soap?
Krampus is real, and her name is Mariah Carey. You know, I got a black and a red action figure of her too.
That would be a really cool. That would be a really good movie if Mariah Carey would agree to it.
Yeah, we got AI. We don't need her permission.
That's true. When she, what is it called? When she what happened to Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie this year? When she's no longer, when she's copyright free.
Right, public domain.
Public domain. That's the term I was looking for.
Yeah. Like
we got some folks in the chat. We should say hi to everybody before we invite our special guest.
I'd be down for that. I've been highlighting them as we go here, each person. We had My Buddy's Customs in first. What? 2 shows in 1 month? You spoil us? You know, we definitely try. We certainly do. And heck, it won't even be that long, and we'll be right back here again not too long from now.
That's very true.
Really?
Duchess of Darkness is here as just started to drop a bomb on you guys. Yeah. Our next show is 2 weeks.
Yeah, the 7th, right? We're planning on that. And we got a special guest lined up for that one too.
Oh, yeah. See, I forget all that shit.
It's okay. That's why we got your back. You know what? I never forget. I never forget when it's Power of Attorney, a podcast, because I still get the damn reminders on my phone. I set it up as a reoccurring reminder for us to record on like the 3rd Sunday of every month. And I'm still getting the notifications, and then I turn off the notification. I hit the dismiss, and I'm like, okay, I'll go through and I'll turn it off, and I never do. So then next month it hits me again.
Pour one out for Poe.
Yeah, Power of Attorney. And we're all still here, so I mean, you just get it on a monthly basis still.
Gotcha. Good positive outlook.
And look, we added Skelly to the crew too, so I mean, it's even better now. It's true star power up there.
I was a big fan of the Power of Eternia podcast.
All right. Well, Duchess of Darkness is here, always bringing the mood for spooky season with her. Thank you, Duchess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rolando Flores is here with us. What's going on, Rolando? Good to see you, my friend. Aaron Davies, if I remember correctly. There's Aaron in the different chats. Had to remember which one. And we've got Nolan here with us, making us official Toy Tube.
All right.
Eternian Royalty Mike is here as well. What is going on, brother? Good to see you. And we also have Stacy Hawkins here. Do not believe I've seen you in the chat before, but hello, Stacy. Thank you.
Welcome to it, Stacy.
Well, that pretty much drums up everybody we got in the chat right now.
Did you show this already? Alan was chiming in. Public domain. Yep.
Yeah, I brought it up. The public domain, letting us know. Well, and we have Mrs. STILTBEASTSTUDIOS here. Shannon,
hey, Shannon.
what's going on?
Nice.
All right.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick, before we bring Alan on, I just want to say we've got an amazing Battle Ram report coming up. And as usual, you're going to want to stick around for that and listen to all the deets, because we do have a giveaway item tonight. We've got a Frankenberry action figure for the trivia derived from the Battle Ram report. So stick around, folks. We've got a Frankenberry to give away.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. There were there were 3 of them there, and I was like, I'm just hoping that other folks get them. I'm going to go back and check in a couple of days, and
if they don't, we'll try to give away another one, because people deserve to have this awesome toy.
That's right.
I've got like two Rosses by me, and their toy sections are always barren. So I'm hoping they'll ramp it up come holiday season. And every time it's like the cool toys that are there, it's they're never at mine. Not at any of them. So
I'm telling you, like the Ross tour has been my new favorite thing to do.
yeah,
Are the two Rosses friends?
Yeah,
you know they
very
were,
close.
but then one kept screaming pivot at the other one, and suddenly they just stopped being friends. They could not be friends anymore.
Also, where do they get their money, and how do they afford that amazing apartment? Let's just talk about
Right. Right.
Actually,
what do they all do for jobs? Because I know
I never watched that show. So.
Do not make
what?
that much.
Nope.
Oh,
Well,
man,
Not one episode.
Well,
I
I will say this. Ross is the one that does have a real job. He works at a museum or something like that, right?
He does. He does.
So.
But they don't pay that well. I don't know. He's an actual scientist, so maybe they do pay him more.
Maybe, yeah.
All right. We got a couple more people rolling in a little late here. Thanos Copter has joined us. Good
All
to
right,
see you,
Thanos.
brother. And our very own Emerald Knight Photos
Hey, John.
jumping in, yelling, smash that like button.
All right, John. Good to have you here.
So Aaron says he wants Frankenberry. Well, you got to pay attention during
Stick around, Aaron.
the Battle Ram blog report, and you get your chance. And Bud says Frankenberry will go great with my creature figure from the Four Horsemen. Just got to pay attention. Pay attention.
Right.
You get a chance to win.
Build your Frankenstein collection.
So we got to bring Alan on, so I don't have to read his own comment.
Sorry, Alan.
Without further ado, please let's bring Alan to the stage here, brother.
Right.
With this comment, they definitely had a monster in that show. I mean, Phoebe was there. Just saying.
Phoebe's great. Is Phoebe a monster?
Hi, you know, some people would think. What is going on, Alan? Good to have you, brother.
This is the height of haunt season, and I am going. A lot going on this week.
That's
big
great.
weekend.
I can only imagine how busy you've been.
Yeah, do you get extraordinarily busy during this season, and when does it start?
When Oz was talking about the Burr months are the best ones, there really isn't an off season, you know, because we go from this, and our big trade show is in March, early March. So I start making stuff for that trade show in March, and then, you know, I'm straight on.
You're basically
there is no off season. We do classes here too, so
yeah. You're basically the Santa Claus of Halloween.
I have been called that.
Oh, good.
I can picture it now with the Santa hat. I know in about a month or two, the beanie is going to get swapped out for the Santa hat. I might even wear the jacket. See if it's still
we'll do a holiday time haunt here also, which is a lot of fun.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Very cool.
Well, I'm going to just do a little intro for you, Alan. For folks that don't know Alan Hops, Alan is a good friend of the Frenzy, good friend of ours, chiming in always. I initially met Alan, as some of us did, through your VineJungleFigureFactory moniker, where you customize action figures. And Alan and I both have a deep appreciation for Beastman. So when I saw this guy who loves Beastman, I was like, "Yeah, this guy's rad."
Maybe mine is too deep.
Hey, that's okay. The deeper, the better when it comes with Beastman. But what was really remarkable to discover about Alan is something pretty spectacular, and that is, number one, his STILTBEAST YouTube channel is phenomenal. And for folks that like watching videos about making stuff, like, that channel is the channel to end all channels of making stuff. Seriously, he's always making monsters and props on that channel, and it's phenomenal. And then on top of that, and I don't even know, you can tell us in what order all of these things popped up, but my order of discovery in particular is Vine Jungle Figure Factory, Still Beast, and then the Dark Hour Haunted House, which we saw the commercial for at the beginning.
So I have my YouTube channel, STILTBEASTSTUDIOS, is about 15 years old. So I've been around a long time on YouTube. I've got just a hair shy of 150,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And so that channel's going. And that's work. This is work. I'm at work. I'm at Dark Hour Haunted House. I started as director of Dark Hour Haunted House 10 years ago. And then in January of 2023, my wife and I purchased it. So that is that's how those kind of came up. And Vine Jungle came up maybe 2 years ago because I needed a creative outlet. Which is crazy. But sometimes a lot of what I do at the haunt is big scale, and these projects will take weeks or months. And I wanted to go in the shop and bang out an action figure in a night.
Yeah. That's so
There you
cool.
go.
So sometimes even when we have a job that is creative, we want other creative outlets.
And I have to do this to a small degree for my customers. They're the ones who have to enjoy it, and they have to enjoy it enough to pay for it again, so I can keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'm making a giant Snake Mountain, and I'm making all these action figures for me. Those are really for me.
So hopefully we're going to get a little bit of a tour of some of these things tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and show another clip right now. I like Alan. Bud is talking about Alan's hands are covered in paint. Now, my question is, and Bud would probably have the same question. What is that on your hands? I'm inclined to think, because I've worked a lot with spray foam, there might be some spray foam on there, or is it black paint?
Most of this is black latex mask paint.
All right.
Today, we just wrapped up a bunch of big projects, and we kind of had some downtime. We made about 15 masks in the shop today.
Wow. That's awesome. So we're going to show a real quick clip of some B-roll here that you sent our way, Alan. And then hopefully after we do that, we can do a little tour of your space, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm itching to see the creative space, and then to see maybe a walk through the haunted house a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, here we go.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That cave?
Yeah.
Dudes.
I probably wouldn't come out very much. I'd probably just stay in the cave.
Oh, God.
You know what? So the cave is built inside of a geodesic dome, like playground kit is how I built it. And then it's all spray foam.
Oh.
It is the quietest, most peaceful place in the haunt because it's so well insulated.
Yeah. That's incredible. I've always wanted to do that.
Now I want to go build a giant dome in the backyard and spray foam the hell out of it and make my own bear cave.
Definitely. And what a cool place to stream. Like if you were a podcaster, or you make your cave for podcasting or for streaming videos.
So I actually have 3 YouTube channels. One is STILTBEAST Live. For some reason, the people who like the edited DIY videos do not like live videos. So I had to break it off and do a Stilt Beast Live channel. So my Stilt Beast Live channel, and that's only got like maybe 2,000 subscribers. I'm not sure exactly, but we stream as often as we can every Wednesday. Not during haunt season because it's crazy.
Yeah. Plus 2 fountains. It's so peaceful. Yeah, absolutely.
There are 2 fountains in the cave?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just packing my bags and moving in.
Now,
I'll show you. We could switch cameras later, and I can do a run through the show and show you a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
I just want to pause for a moment here because we're all interested in, number one, we're interested in toys. Number two, we all have, everybody watching, us included, we're all very imaginative people. We are all obsessed with world building in many ways. I mean, Adam is an expert on the world building of Masters of the Universe, and Bobby's world building with the Decker Northcutt case files, and Oz's world building by loving the toys and by building the Awesomeverse. I mean, do you guys have? I mean, I could go on, and this is like right in my wheelhouse. I could talk about theming and park building and sculpture that is real world experiences. All that stuff is like, I just love that stuff. I'm completely obsessed. But what is it about haunted houses that appeals to all of us as creatives and as people who are interested in the creative act? How do you all feel about this?
That's a tough question.
Yeah. I mean, Bobby, I know, Bobby, you love Disneyland, and
Disneyland's good. I'm a big horror fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a place where you could just go and get scared, which you don't.
Yeah.
Instead of being real, it's safe, but you get scared at the same time.
Yeah.
It brings out your internal fears, I believe. But I don't know how else to explain it.
So, do you mind if I jump in?
Sure, go ahead.
I talk about haunted houses a lot. I think that there's 2 things happening: why haunted houses are popular and why people are drawn to them. One of them is that we have evolved the world and made it safer than our brains think. Our brains still think that we're sitting around the campfire and something could come out of the darkness, grab someone, hold them back, and you'd hear them being eaten.
Mm.
And our brains don't know how safe we have made the world. So, we have anxiety that we have to pin on something, and the easiest way to do it is to go to a haunted house.
Mm.
So, an antelope never feels more alive than when it just escapes a lion.
Mm.
That's when they feel the most alive. Like, yes, I got away. And that's the feeling that we're going for. And then you have actors who come, and whatever's happening in their life, they need to feel like a lion.
Mm.
And it gives them that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oz, you were going to say something a second ago too.
I was just going to mention the fact that pretty much on the same thing. Like when you're afraid, you feel alive. You got that adrenaline pumping through you. So I think there's this just certain part of us that kind of feeds off of that, and it's bred down to a biological level, that inherent need to survive. And we're all just kind of like living comfortably in our little suburbias and whatnot, where there's not a lot of danger. I mean, I live in, Baltimore area, which Alan knows, not always the safest place, but I mean, as long as you stay out of most of those neighborhoods, you're good to go. But other than that, it's pretty safe.
Yeah. Adam, how about you? How do you feel about the haunts and the spaces that we enter and choose to be scared.
Yeah. I mean, I think Alan's nailed it just in terms of like the fear of, the dark and the predators and the sort of that, animal brain that we've all got. Some of it I think is just our anxieties about death, just because we're all conscious that someday we're going to die. And so there's a little bit of that. I think some of the coolest haunted houses or stories about haunted houses, there's also a little bit of sadness in them too. Like, just like, okay, or just some of the ghosts that people come up with in these stories. The story's a little sad too. So it's some of that existential dread too, I think.
For sure.
I think there's an element of, we all think that we're the main character in our story. And if you don't face villains, if you don't come up against monsters every now and then, what kind of a hero are you?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
My problem is they get really mad at me when I start walking around outside with my sword, though.
Jeez.
I think what fascinates me about monsters, let's just go to monsters for a second, is that they're misunderstood. Always the best monsters their purpose is misunderstood. And sometimes they have very little control over their purpose. Frankenstein's monster in particular, the Wolfman, the creature from the Black Lagoon has complete control over his purpose, but he's in a world that doesn't understand him because he's remained,
Literally a fish out of water.
Totally, exactly. And so there's two things that I really want to touch on that I thought of a lot when I was watching the videos that you sent me, Alan. And number one, what makes a good haunt successful is the character building and the care taken to make the characters that are there to scare the people walking through, number one, to be believable, but also to be something that you can almost sympathize with. You're seeing them, but they're also there to terrorize you. You're seeing them and you're understanding them at the same time as you're being scared of them. That part of that fear is also an understanding of like where they, what they are and what they represent visually. But that's not easy. Additionally, the so many unsuccessful haunted houses that I've been to have been dark corners. You're walking through, there's a dark corner that you can't tell what's in there. It's just blackness, and probably it's just a black curtain. But to actually have the shadows bring out details of a thing that you recognize but you don't recognize, that careful attention to the environment is like absolutely key. What we don't see, we can still kind of see. And I was really impressed by that in the walkthrough videos that you sent me. So it's the characters are so well crafted and the environment is so well crafted. And that's why I think what you're doing is totally successful.
What you really need for a haunted house is you need a setting, a situation, and character.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, it's a haunted schoolhouse.
Yeah.
So that's the setting. And the situation haunted is not terribly detailed. What's it haunted by? And then you have the characters would add one more level of detail. And any one of those things a customer can latch on and relate to in order to invest in that story.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like my first, as a kid going on the Haunted Mansion, for example, I would go to here in the town that's near us, there's the big Fresno Fair, and there's always like a haunted house ride at the big Fresno Fair. Go through it's like a U shape, right? And you get on the track ride and you go through and you've got the curtains and the somewhat animatronic creatures. And or beasts, and you have that experience. But then you walk into you get into the haunted house, and everything about that is believable. And so for me as a kid, I always felt like whatever's going to scare me needs to be believable.
Right.
You know, and that's what makes a good horror movie good, is that it's believable, that it's tactile, that it's three-dimensional, that it doesn't feel, well, I'm going to just say it, I don't really like digital effects in horror movies, because it doesn't feel like you're really there. But
I think it has to be tactile.
yes.
Because I love seeing unbelievable things.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that made the echo a little bit better. I have 2 cameras on right now, so that's why you've got a little bit of echo from me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did I help at all by moving that camera away?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I hear the echo, but it's like barely there.
Yeah, it's real low.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that's something that believable is different to a lot of different people, depending upon what your state of mind is. And the goal in the haunt is to tell the stories and give it to you in little doses. So by the end, you can throw some really crazy, unbelievable stuff at them.
Mm-hmm.
But you've set it up within a framework of believability,
Yeah.
and you're getting them to take one step into the story at a time.
Yeah. Speaking of believability, you've got the abominable snowman back there behind you, and so one of the most magical things about, I'm sorry to go back to Disneyland, but there's something about that. Yeah, there he is. So in the original version of the Matterhorn ride, the abominable snowman was just like that, just a stationary thing that barely moved and would roar at you as you're going through these caverns. And what made him so believable and made him resonate with me as a kid was the fact that he was in a believable space. And I think that's one of when I've gone to like less scary haunted house rides, the space is less believable, therefore the characters are less believable.
Environment crafting,
yeah,
is one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of like modern monsters to a degree. Not huge on zombies, not big on scary clowns. And I figured out a while ago it's because they're homeless.
Mm.
All of their houses are our houses.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Whereas I'm going to take you into a troll cave. I'm going to take you into a mermaid's den. I'm going to take you into, the nightmare realm.
Mm.
And that's what I want to do. I want to show you the monster in its habitat, and you're the outsider.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I like that idea myself. That's great.
So we just need we just need a Castle Grayskull like that.
Well, we have all lived in Castle Grayskull too long now.
Have you what I'm building?
Oh yeah.
When I hit the Mega Millions.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Speaking of which, I got to get my ticket this week. But yes, so are you working on a Castle Grayskull that you can live in, Alan, and you can walk through?
No. What's funny is I used to work at a building that looked just like Castle Grayskull.
What?
It was called Skull Kingdom in Orlando.
Oh.
And if you look up Skull Kingdom Orlando, it's Castle frickin' Grayskull.
I've seen pictures of that. That's right.
So have
That's
I.
so cool that you worked there.
And I worked there from 19 to 24 or something like that.
That's so cool.
So I grew up there.
Wow, that's awesome. I seen pictures. Adam, you saw pictures of that. How did you happen upon that? Because I know how I did.
Well, because I was doing a video about the history of Castle Grayskull, and I was trying to illustrate because like the first prototype for it wasn't done by Mark Taylor. Like he did the illustration and he took it to the design department or the sculpting department, and they just wanted to make it something easy to mold and produce. So they did something like this. It was basically your standard kind of rectangular castle with the turrets like that and just stuck a skull on it. So I was looking for something to illustrate that, but I couldn't find a picture that didn't seem to be copper guided. So I didn't use it. But yeah, that's kind of what we would have gotten if Mark Taylor didn't sculpt it himself.
Yeah, I first discovered this just looking up like castles with skulls, because I was like, there's got to be someone. I was thinking somebody must have tried to build a Castle Grayskull. Somebody with money, somebody just an obsessed fan, like just doing something, whether it be like paper mache and plaster, whatever they do. Like I was interested to see if somebody had done that, and sure enough, that picture popped up, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. That's great that you worked there, Alan.
I fell off that building several times. I used to play a character called the Hunchback, a Quasi, we called him.
Yeah.
And I would climb up the styrofoam castle, and every now and then that styrofoam would break off in my hand, and I would plummet like 20 feet and hit those fountains up front.
Oh my god.
It was a great time. It really was.
Wow.
Well, that's one of the great things about styrofoam is that it can withstand the elements for the most part, but once it starts to degrade a little bit, it'll just crumble in your hands.
You can find later pictures of it where it looks rough.
Oh yeah. I can imagine.
And they repainted it like right after 2000, and it was purple.
That's interesting.
Oh, that's awesome. I'd like
interesting color choice.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly one of the best color choices ever.
Yeah, we don't love purple around here, do we, Oz?
No, not that much. No.
But imagine a Castle Grayskull with Snake Mountain colors. That would be amazing. So, yeah. So would you feel okay about like walking us through your facilities?
I am ready when you are.
Cool. A real quick reminder, folks. In a little bit, Adam is going to do his Battle Ram report, and I'm gonna take a factoid from that, and we're gonna do a giveaway. So stick around if you're interested in getting a Frankenberry. So yeah, stick around. But we're all on pins and needles to get a walk through Alan's space right now.
So switch that other camera, and I'll go grab it, and we'll go on a walk.
Sure thing.
Right.
Do it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and make this big.
Yeah, we definitely need to give him the full screen for this.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, let me make it full screen here.
This is my office that I was just in.
Oops.
And here you'll have an echo,
Sorry.
but nowhere else.
Hold on, Alan. Sorry. I don't know how there we go. Oh, wait, no. I'm having technical difficulties. Right,
Which camera is it set up for full screen?
I don't know. Here we go.
Okay, so this is my office. It is not. I did not clean this for company. My apologies. My whole back wall is painted like Castle Grayskull. I love classic monsters. I love King Kong. This is a newspaper ad from when King Kong was being advertised as a movie.
Oh my god, that's so cool! I love King Kong too.
Yeah, me too.
And there's a lot of King Kong stuff up there and some Godzilla. Beastman costume is there in the corner. I don't want to make you guys dizzy, but let's go out here. This is a poster for almost every single show that we have done. Different show that we've done here at Dark Hour.
That's incredible. It's a lot of work, Alan. A lot of good work.
You know what? I really love what I do.
Yeah.
We're still backstage a little bit here. So now this is when guests will come in. So when they come in, they have a couple photo ops. Yeah.
Nice.
Stacy's got some feedback to wipe your lens. It could just be signal strength too when it comes to streaming.
Hey, it's probably my lens. My phone endures some stuff.
Oh, that's nice. I can see a little improvement there.
Yeah, my phone has hard days.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's just coming in. And here's the lobby.
Skeletal horse with the Reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. He is fun. And then, you know, we're headed towards the queue. I'm going to take you guys into the bathroom because we have the nicest bathrooms in haunting.
Nice.
I know that's probably a little weird, but they're real bad. Most haunts have porta pots.
No, we always need a good bathroom.
I'm just saying, if I'm about to crap my pants, I want it to be in the nicest bathroom possible. So,
okay. And then, so this is where, you know, part of the main indoor queue is, and they have a stage show to watch with an LED wall and an animatronic witch that talks to them and tells them rules and jokes and that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
she looks almost like the witch from Legend.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man. Uh-oh. I hope we didn't lose
Now,
them.
this part's a little bit dark just because there's a roof over it. So house lights can't get to it, but now we can. So Dark Hour is based on a coven of witches. And there's
Bobby,
13.
check out this illustration here. That's beautiful.
There's 13 witches in the coven, each one from a different time in history, culture, different realm of influence, and each one has an area represented in the show. And these are the characters that the locations are based on, the story is kind of based on. These are the three witches. They're the Stygian witches. And you saw them in Clash of the Titans.
Yep, for sure.
Public domain.
That's right. It's important. No royalties paid, folks.
And we have a sea hag who is very similar in appearance to Meg Mucklebones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm recognizing some of these. Yep.
So now you come into the show, and this is house lights. So this is the worst you'll see it. You know, once we're open and the show lights are on, I can hide anything I want to hide. Mm-hmm. Giant jack-o'-lantern tree. Bobby earlier said he loved pumpkins. Yeah. You're going to love this room.
Yeah, that tree's
I'm already
gorgeous.
A huge fan.
Yeah, all of our witches are on elevated platforms to empower them and to make these female characters just stronger and dominating.
Yeah, that's great.
And we're just going to go on a little walkie walk here. So this, the crazy greenness of this crypt, it looks very green in this lighting. In show light, it's almost like a gray flesh tone blue, you know.
Yeah.
But it's real Castle Grayskull green right now.
Yeah, totally.
You'll see a lot of influences because I think I have my career. This way actors can reach out from back there and get to. A lot of my career, I think, comes from how much I love the monsters in the Master of the Universe line.
Yeah.
You know, their color, their different personalities. Skeletor is a leader in diversity hiring.
Oh, I was just talking to somebody about this.
You know, he's got Merman and Beastman and, you know, Triclops. He has handicap parking. He's got one arm.
Yeah, he does.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying, you know, like He-Man stuck with a very, very undiverse amount of hires where Skeletor had all over.
Yeah, here comes
Yeah.
He-Man to save us with his posse of white people and Clamp Champ.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Love
did
it.
have the token B guy, so
Yeah, he did have the token B guy. That's true.
That's right. You know, again, he had Clab Champ in there.
When? In 87?
Look, you know, he had
So
he got hit with affirmative action, okay?
this guy is 12 feet tall.
Wow.
That's incredible. Now, okay, let's talk a little bit about the materials used here. Are those actual logs?
So these are what they call scab boards. Yeah, this is actual wood, right? This is actual wood. And these are what they call scabs. So if you can find a lumber mill, in order to get good wood, they cut off the round outer parts.
Right.
And these were just given to us. I think I gave the guy haunt tickets for all of this scab wood.
Wow.
And I hoarded
That's
some
incredible.
more in the back. But if you want to talk materials, here's a real interesting material over here. This whole building it's drywall joint compound with styrofoam balls mixed into it and latex house paint. And then you put it on and you lay a plastic sheet over it and you can press in all your brick. So, and
That's
then
so
you
cool.
peel it off and it holds up really well.
Wow. It's incredible.
So I bet I get once every 2 weeks a message from someone, hey, do you want this piano? Do you want this organ?
Yeah.
On Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, every day there are 5 free organs or pianos.
Wow.
It's because it costs so much to move them.
No one wants to move them.
They're just like, yeah, we're just.
They're like, yeah, come and take it.
Haunted house guys, they don't worry if it's out of tune. They kind of want it that way.
But exactly.
Wow. Look at this pumpkin room.
It's amazing.
I'm in love with this room. Like I got my
Bobby.
little jack-o'-lanterns on my desk from the Headless Horseman, and this room is just amazing.
I could
We're
see
still-
this when Bobby wins the lottery. That's going to be the hallway to his bathroom.
Yeah.
So let me take you into a actor spot real quick.
Yeah.
So this is the spot that an actor would be in, okay? And they have a door to go scare people there. This is a big push puppet where they can, move it back and forth. And when they hit this button, right now my air and sound are not on. But if I hit this, those doors would open on pneumatics. And then you can push the puppet out and it makes noise and light and such. And then this same actor has a scare window here, a scare window here, a scare window here, and the door we came in, as well as that one over there.
That's so cool. I've never seen behind the scenes in one of these places before.
Yeah. It's just simply the best.
It really is.
Oh, look at that.
I love pumpkin-headed characters.
Yeah, me too. How about Pumpkinhead, Bobby?
Yeah, I love. That's where I created my ribcage character from. It was an influence.
Nice.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
That's one of my top 5 favorite movies is Pumpkinhead.
It's an amazing movie. That first one.
I mean, Lance Henriksen is a scary monster. I mean, what?
Yeah. Amen. Amen. Oz.
No, I love Lance Henriksen, really.
Yeah, he's great. Alan, I gotta say something. I think I missed my calling.
Right?
I'm rethinking my entire life right now.
Hey, you
I
can
will-
always start and do it now.
So let's just remind YouTube that this is fake gore.
Yeah.
So what you don't see is there's a mural on these walls that's all UV. And right now you don't have UV light in here.
Right.
There's a moon up there, and that moon, when it's lit, you can't see its background and stuff. Again, this is a lights on. You're seeing all of my dirty secrets.
That's so cool, though. And this, I could just imagine when the lights are off, and this feels like you're walking through a little, caravan alcove.
Right. Little gypsy camp.
Yep.
It's just amazing all the detail that's here, though, too.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
a lot of them don't seem to have that.
We call our people the travelers. Their tribe name is the Zagani, and that comes from a old Brian Lumley Necroscope horror book series.
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yep.
And the Zagani were a people like that. Gypsy people much prefer to be called Romani, and sensitive to that, I wanted a colorful group of travelers. So I used the Zagani from that horror book, who are from a different dimension. I do a lot of things with telling stories from other cultures, and I have to be careful because, of cultural appropriation.
Of course,
a lot of it's cultural appreciation. I want to tell stories about their monsters.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So this painting, and that painting were all in the movie The Haunting.
Oh my God!
Like with
Seriously?
Catherine Zeta-Jones and Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were in that movie.
That's awesome.
And I don't know if you guys watched the horror movie Renfield that came out, horror comedy, I guess, that came out a little while ago.
Yeah, I did. I watched
With
that.
Nicolas Cage. Well, there's a scene with all these blood bags around his throne.
Oh yeah.
And that inspired me to put this little section.
That makes sense. That's great.
And I get a lot of people who say, you should do effects for movies. And hi, everybody. I've never wanted to do movies because you might work on something for 6 months. It's on screen for 6 seconds, and maybe you can't talk about it for 6 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because of how the rights work and all that. This is a painting that I did.
Hey, not that's great.
cool.
Good job.
Yeah.
Love it.
And this is another elevated platform for a witch. And you can see we have multiple levels.
Mm-hmm.
There's a catwalk up here. So this whole area is with the piano on its side and the busted up boards and stuff. Is kind of meant to remind you a little bit of the destroyed hotel that the Lost Boys were in.
Oh, nice.
Just kind of a nod.
Totally.
And here's another on our live channel. We did painting one night, and that's another one that I did.
Nice job.
And then this is this one and this one. Robert, my media guy who edited and shot all those videos that I sent you, did.
Yes.
And now we're going kind of behind the walls.
Yeah, little Evil Dead here.
A little bit. We are headed to our next witch, which is we're going into the Goblin realm.
Nice.
I want to pick up the pace. It's a big haunt, so I don't know how long you guys want to do this.
We go on forever.
But,
Yeah,
this
going.
is spooky season. Let's cherish this moment.
Yeah,
So these look really cool. These are just the plastic skeletons you get at Home Depot, and they're just nestled in a cavity with spray foam all around them, painted black and dry brushed.
Nice.
But now, you have, this is a couple. They're still holding hands,
Yeah.
And I turn the heads so that as you're walking through, look at how many are making eye contact with you.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's
You
great.
want them looking at you because there's a little bit of aggression even in that, just those turned heads.
Mm-hmm.
So you might recognize these shields a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a little.
Beautiful.
Our Goblin Queen is here. And again, it's a bright green. This is all UV. And this is a rookery, but they use crows for messengers. The witches do. And so there's, I don't know, like 100 crows in this space. And the sound for this is insane. lots of cawing, full of bird poop. And this area is kind of an homage to Labyrinth. So you can see a few upside down staircases.
Oh yeah.
And if you
That's
look,
nice.
like a guest will never see this. But up there is Toby.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
nice.
That's so
That's
cool.
great.
He
Oh,
is,
man.
he's 12 feet up in the air. And you'd never notice it,
Yeah,
you know?
That's
But
fantastic.
I do this for me. I don't do it for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a big throne. All these guys are animated, so they move around, and you're kind of in their court a little bit. And you can see like the mechanism here that moves this guy,
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
and then that guy above. Now you won't see that when the show is on.
You almost remind me of the Ghoulies.
Totally.
Oh, dude, I love Ghoulies.
Me too.
A fantastic movie, all of them.
Yes.
Second one
So
stinks,
here-
but the first one's best.
Here, yeah. Once the Ghoulies go to college happened, fell away a little bit.
Yep.
So let's get past this. And there is a big mirror maze, but we're not going to go in the mirror maze because you just see me walking with the camera over and over and over again. It's
That'd be
it's
pretty
in
wild.
there.
I don't mind that. That's great.
So we're going to take an actor shortcut. Here, they've got to reach through here. They have a step out right here. This is inside of a coffin,
Oh, nice.
and there's a mirror on the opposite side. And the mirror is a gag mirror, too, that another actor can open up. Let's go into Victoria Frankenstein's lab. And I've had
Wow.
Victoria Frankenstein as a character for like 6 years. And Universal Studios Epic Universe just announced they have a character called Victoria Frankenstein, who
Oh,
is,
no.
yeah. But I'll keep mine. They'll keep theirs. No big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight him in court.
No.
Nah, no.
Yeah, that won't go well.
Universal's not hurting that much for money. Almost, though.
So I wanted to combine modern and which it's hard to tell scale, but this is a 20-foot tall set.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, let's do this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's epic.
Yeah, it is.
Huge.
That Frankenstein is about 7.5 feet tall, and I wanted to mix old and modern. So he looks very old, but all around him are these monitors that have computer generated graphics of like cells going through his veins and his brain and, you know, brain activity, his heartbeat. All that stuff is being monitored.
That's incredible.
And this is an abrupt transition, but here we are. So each witch will modify the area they're in by their very presence.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, the three sisters make it feel more like their temples in ancient
Oh.
Greece.
Look at that. That's
amazing.
Like that. I like the
Phenomenal.
inclusion of the Minotaur, very labyrinth.
Eyeball there.
Now,
Seeing eye.
remember, this is a nod to the Stygian witches
Yep.
from Clash of the Titans. So if you look behind you as you're walking and up high,
Yeah,
I made a bufo.
Nice. Right on.
Very
Fantastic.
cool.
that's fantastic.
That's beautiful.
But you can do these little winks and nods that, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, well, let's go through this faster. You guys tell me if you want to slow down,
Slow down.
because we're not a quarter of the way through, okay?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
wow.
delicious for us. So
yeah,
Yeah,
this is
I was
great.
gonna say you take your time, man. No rush here.
yeah.
So this gag, this is a fun gag. Because everybody writes it off in their head as lattice.
Oh,
But elastic.
nice.
You know?
Very cool.
Brilliant.
So somebody can get through that and get at you.
Yep. That's nice. Smart.
Incredible. Ooh,
Yeah, nice.
very Guillermo del Toro.
I was just saying
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be a little bit dark too, so we're going to speed through it.
Boo.
This is a moss tunnel. It's a moss cave. There is
So mossy.
a big puppet right here, which is a giant mouth
Feed
that
me
just kind of
some
comes out of the wall at you.
Beautiful.
Audrey 2 action.
Yeah. Here's
I
a
love this. It reminds me of
Wow.
something like right out of Metroid in the Brinstar region in the game. Oh, wow.
Wow.
remember this big flower head. You'll see it again later as something else.
Oh, man.
Well, it's a shame that that is dark because that's a cool bit of set work right there. And I love the movie Excalibur, and they had a tree with all these knights hanging off of it in that movie.
Yes.
So this is my bone tree,
Oh, very cool.
Beautiful.
just full of skeletons. And this is Huldra, the Moss Wife. This is just a set, but this is Huldra, the Moss Wife's area.
Incredible.
I love Excalibur too, by the way. It's a fantastic rendition of the King Arthur tale.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So this room, you can see a track up in the ceiling. It's a round track in this round room. An actor can clip into a harness and run around the outside edge of the room, but running on the walls.
Whoa.
That's what's up.
That's incredible.
And this is the Witch's Library. Some areas belong to the Coven in general, and the library is one of those. And then the clock room we're headed to is going to be another one. So an actor can stand up here on this and pontificate.
Incredible. Stacy
Picturing a witch
mentioned,
yelling stuff from the wall.
Yeah. I think Stacy Hawkins had mentioned something about all the puppets being made in house. Like,
Yes.
that's
We make a lot of stuff.
yeah.
So this clock face is 16 feet.
Wow.
But notice it's backwards, so you're inside the clock tower, looking out.
Oh, nice.
Incredible.
All these gears turn. Those are all working to scale.
Wow.
That was a mess to figure out.
I can imagine.
But we get to play with spaces, And this
Yeah.
is what's the craziest environment that I can make. And I don't worry about reality. What I worry about is I want the customer to say wow 10 times.
Yeah.
I don't want to replicate a 1970s trailer. They can still go to a 1970s trailer.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
This is my Chinese apothecary before you get to the Dragon Witch. You see a big dragon skull up there.
Yeah.
And when you're in here and there's lights and there's sound and there's characters, I just get lost in it.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like one of my favorite things. So this is a sheet maze, but it's all scrolls.
Incredible.
And so these are actually Chinese characters, and each one is a grocery list.
Nice.
So it says rice, it says beans, it says, it says beef, pork, but each one also has, on every one, there's the dragon symbol because it's the Dragon Witch.
It's really funny because they look like those kind of wards that you see Chinese sorcerer use in anime or something like that, where they just scribble down a bunch of characters and then slap it on something, and you know, but it's all grocery list. That's what I'm going to think of every time I see that now. That's just their grocery list.
Wow, look at that.
And that's an animation, so that moves.
That's web.
I think we should have announced trigger warning for anybody with arachnophobia there.
Oh yeah. And like, I'm not showing you every spot where actors pop out because that would be insane. We'd be here all day. I go for an actor scare every 7 feet. So there's going to be a door, there's going to be a window, an opening, or just an actor in here with you every 7 feet or so.
Incredible. So what's the square footage of this place?
We're right about 50,000 square feet.
Wow.
And I'm going to show you guys something cool. I think it's cool. Do you see the staircase?
Yeah. Oh, that's
Nice.
pretty. That's
It's an actor pop out.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Munsters.
Yeah, I was saying it's spot.
That's fantastic.
I get to work with a lot of people who love what they do.
Yeah, I can
Hey,
imagine.
you got me about ready to move out there now and say, okay, I'll take a job.
Yeah, Skelly already is.
There's lots of work to do.
I just went on my phone and bought a ticket to Plano, Texas.
So we had a sewer scene that we've had forever, right? And when it came out, everybody shoved clowns in the sewer. Well, this is in my Chinese Dragon Witches area. So I filled the sewer, and now it's a fireworks bunker.
Nice.
That just sounds so sinister, thinking about all the gases that, you know, build up in sewers, and
Oh yeah, what a mess.
like one little match.
So cool.
Don't light a fart down there, folks.
All right. Now we
Oh, the
enter the
old
underwater
school.
realm.
Yeah, old school dive suits are like some of the creepiest things ever.
Yeah.
Which are foam helmets,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Carhartts, insulated
nice.
suits, rubber gloves, and boots from Harbor Freight.
Fantastic.
Very cool. Well, the helmet on that one almost looks like one from BioShock, one of the
Big Daddy.
daddies. Yeah.
Well,
No,
what I
it's
did was
on there, dude.
we had an order for SeaWorld where we were making a lot of props for their haunted houses. So I just had my actors come in and they all decorated a different helmet. So they're all different. Each one is different, has their own look and feel.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we're in our little cave system here now.
See,
This is a little cave.
just move right in there, and you'll have a permanent haunt in the caves.
And it's
Yeah.
not-
This is that.
It's not on, but here's one big fountain. I could lay down in that, no problem.
Wow.
So cool.
Incredible.
And then there's a little fountain over here. And then there's a eel puppet that we made.
Yeah.
Comes out here, and inside his mouth is a GoPro. So we
I saw
record all the scares that he gets.
That's great.
That's a phenomenal idea too.
Yeah.
Do you give people like a printout of it at the end, and they're like, "Where did this come from?"
No, just on their ticket, it says that we have the right to record them and use them for media.
Mm.
Right.
So, like the promo videos I sent you guys, that kind of stuff. I always thought that this guy looked like Harrison Ford.
It totally
A little
does.
bit. Yeah. Yeah. I see that.
Now,
With
not
the crab
then.
eating him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little happy crab.
Also, like the little jellyfish you have around. That's really cool too.
Yeah, you're underwater, so there's some critters and things.
Under the sea.
And I had a friend, Jim, who I worked with at Skull Kingdom, and he passed away, unfortunately, a few years back. And but I was able to make Crazy Jim's bait shack. I don't think he ever went fishing in his life, but I photoshopped him into a bunch of pictures with big fish and stuff for Crazy Jim's Bait Shack.
That's brilliant.
This is my least favorite area of the haunt, so I might move through here quickly. It's not as well decorated. A monster pops up out of there.
Nice. It'll get there.
I mean, if it's supposed to be like deep sea and stuff like that, you know, you can't see much down there anyway.
That's very true.
Yeah, the deeper you get, the darker it gets. This is a laser swamp, so it looks like you're walking through waist deep water.
Oh, that's cool.
And then this area is dark because we have, what time is it, guys?
You got time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're good.
Let me see if I can turn these lights on then. Can you guys talk for a second while I go hit a light switch?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll be right back to you.
This is a real joy for me. This is
Yeah,
so
it is.
much
It's fun.
Right.
Makes me want to just, start building stuff in the backyard.
Yeah,
Right after you said you were going to slow down on it, right?
I know this is doing the opposite for me. It's like making me want to do more.
Teasing your brain.
It is.
It's middle of the night outside, and I just want to go out there and like I want to go through the neighborhood and find somebody's jungle gym and cover it in spray foam like right now.
I just want to start piling rocks. Just piling rocks and digging holes. That's what this is doing to me.
Oh, it's so good.
Then you have like neighbors screaming at Oz.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a giant bear out in the back.
Get out of our trash bins.
You guys read about giant bear sightings in Baltimore tomorrow. They're gonna be like, bears haven't been in that area for ages. Got caught running with a jungle gym yelling, "Hey, hey, boo boo!"
Yeah.
We have light.
All right.
Ooh.
We'll put you back up.
Whoa, wait.
Oh, sorry.
Is that the gremlin with the bat wings?
No, this is a Home Depot piece from 2 years ago.
Oh, that's so cool.
I
didn't realize
buy
how far you
these
were
from Facebook Marketplace so that I can redo them.
Did you buy
And
any
he's
of my
gonna-
sister's stuff? Because she sold a bunch.
He'll become a Wendigo.
Oh, cool.
What?
And then I'll use his wings on a dragon, but his body will become a full-size Wendigo.
That's great.
That's redonkulous.
This is probably my favorite buy recently on Facebook Marketplace.
Wow.
Is these giant acrylic tubes.
Yeah.
Like, to get an idea of how big they are.
Wow.
And they're 3 inches thick. So
It's got to be heavy. How did you get those all in there?
manpower.
I was going to say, like, my buddy Corey has like a 300-gallon acrylic aquarium, and the thing unfilled with water weighs more than I do, and I'm over 350. And like, it took me forever to lift it and move it.
Yeah, those are easily 550, 600 pounds a piece.
I can imagine. Yeah.
What I can tell though is you enjoy this just by the sound of your voice.
You know what? The coolest thing about my job is I have stuff in my head, and then I can work with my hands and then see it walking around.
Yeah, that's
like,
so cool.
That's a joy.
Yeah, Stacy's saying that it's the best playground, and that's exactly how I feel right now. And like, with the amount of areas you go through here, like, again, you've went through a cavern and a cave, which is huge for me because, you know, I relate to bears very much. Bears go into caves and such, but then you're just walking through like this Egyptian pyramid here, and I love Egyptology.
Yeah.
Like when the Figure Obscura announced the gods of Egypt, like I started flipping out from the start. So it was great to see that. Oh, that's that plant head again.
It is, but now it's a giant centipede.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, so cool.
And we set that up by having, all these centipedes here in the room. This is actually an OLED TV screen that a big centipede goes by.
That's great.
You know, and this mummy is covered in centipedes.
I love it. Absolutely.
So you can figure out why I call this section Boob Grab Hallway. If a customer ever says, I was touched inside the haunted house, I'm like, was it a mummy? And man, I hope they say yes.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
And it almost always is.
So
Almost
cool.
always one of these guys.
Stacey says the good game hallway.
Right.
Everybody getting their butts patted on the way out. Good game. Good game.
So again, you know, cameras are bad about scale, but
Yeah.
What was,
My God.
yeah, I was wondering if that was like a full size kind of sarcophagus right there. That is incredible.
Wow. And is that a spider?
yes.
Wow.
I don't know where you keep your giant spider, but mine is right there. And he's painted
Alan-
like Spydor, by the way.
Yeah.
Very nice. Oh yeah, with the red eyes. Oh, that's great.
Beautiful.
Alan, next time you come to town, remind me to take you to Arundel Mills Cinemark Theater.
Okay.
It's all done Egyptian style.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
It's massive.
So I want to show you guys a gag in here real quick. It's this column. This is a mirror.
Oh, that's
nice.
So all the time, people think that they can run around this column and they run
Right.
smack into this mirror. But really, it's just there so I can hide a giant actor behind it. I have a Stilt Anubis who's in here,
wow.
who sits on that stool because there's a mirror on both sides. But it just looks like it keeps going. But that's a mirror.
Right.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And I can see it now as the mirrored hieroglyphs on the wall, but that's incredible. And Ace has just joined us. They've
Hey,
been
Ace.
running around getting stuff for the charity haunt for the kids that
Oh,
they're
that's
doing
great.
this
Oh,
week.
nice.
Nice work, Ace.
Outstanding. Very good.
This is a bunch of giant scarabs.
Yeah.
And there's a animatronic witch up here.
That's nice.
Oh, that's so
Fantastic.
desiccated.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you guys can see this. This is a pretty dark section of the haunt. But this whole section is from Sleeping Beauty, where the
Oh.
witch makes the thorns.
Thorns.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
okay.
those thorns, and I just wanted that as like a transition hallway.
Yeah, definitely.
Smart.
Like those thorns scared me as a kid, you know?
Yeah, they're terrifying.
And these windows are animated, the shutters bang and stuff.
Nice.
Lead you right into Farmer Bill's farmhouse. Ooh.
This
Look
is-
at that guy.
Yeah, this is a big old goat.
Yep.
The goat comes out and he'll, you know, there's a handle back there where an actor can operate the goat.
Awesome.
And my grandmother had a canning cellar that freaked me out as a kid. So I made a
Oh.
canning cellar. And this is about 5 feet, so you got to duck a little bit.
Yeah.
And everything in these are all plastic jars because glass is dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's all mulch that we spray painted different colors.
That's brilliant. We agree, Ace, by the way. Halloween people are the best people.
I was just about to type that in the chat, Skelly. You're right.
There's a vampire book. I forget the name of it right now, but it's by Christopher Buhlman, who's actually a friend of mine. And it's an amazing book. And then he's got just a little section called the God of Small Spaces. And it's this young girl's corpse that people put flowers on and stuff.
Mhm.
And I was just so inspired by that. I put
Yeah.
one in my little haunt. So
That's brilliant.
funny story about this potato bag. The other side says coal because these were props that we would rotate through our Christmas show and our St. Patrick's show. So St. Patrick's show, it's a bag of potatoes. You flip it around, it's a bag of coal for Christmas.
That's awesome.
So this is a fun gag where a witch is here, kind of in the doorway, right?
Right.
That's classic.
And we're gonna go into the closet. A lot of coming out of the closet, but we're going into one, and it's a wardrobe. So we're gonna go into the wardrobe here. That's how you get to the next section of Haunt, through all these clothes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so you're getting a full walkthrough of the show.
This is
It's amazing.
incredible.
Oh, that's great. No, we
It's huge.
appreciate this.
I think I had one of Buellin's books. I can't remember the title. Something on the other side or something like that.
Yeah, he did Between Two Fires. I mean, he's done a lot of different books, but he's an amazing author. And I worked with him at the Renaissance Festival. That's how I got to know him.
Oh, okay.
This almost looks like a little Twisted Sesame Street there for a minute when you come.
This
Yeah, a
is
little bit.
this is like Salem-y, where there's the village blacksmith,
Oh yeah, yeah.
fine toys and dolls. But I want to show you, this is a scissor mech witch. She comes all the way out here.
Oh wow.
Fog machine, looks like she's on fire.
Incredible.
Take our witch burning very seriously here at Dark Hour.
Toasty.
Let me turn on Shake Shack for you.
All right.
Wait, you guys got a Shake Shack inside this place?
Now, this whole building you go through goes up
Oh
and
my
down on
gosh.
airbags.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's incredible.
So I love Bigfoot, right? And you're entering the Wendigo Witch, which we call the Red Woman. But there's a Bigfoot story called Ape Canyon, where a couple of guys are being assaulted by a whole bunch of Sasquatches, all night. And
Yeah,
this is
they're,
kind of
just
my little
throwing stuff.
homage to Ape Canyon, with all of the Wendigos trying to get in.
That is really cool because that's one of my favorite Sasquatch stories, where it's like 4 guys out in this cabin and they're just attacked by a ton of Sasquatch.
And they throw rocks, they beat on the windows.
Yeah.
This guy. Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh God, that's so great.
Incredible. Puppet too.
Oh my God.
And the eyes light up, and there's all these are wired for sound.
So
And we wanted a fur trapper's cabin.
yeah.
Okay.
It ain't a fit night out for man or beast.
I'm the man, and here's the beast. And we actually have a Bumble costume for him for Christmas.
Oh, that's great.
Why weren't you at elf practice?
The Wendigo is, when you come in, all these furs are on your left. They're not like a solid wall or anything, but they distract your vision. And there's a whole stilt monster back there that comes out after you.
Fantastic.
And they have a button here that they hit. And this button controls lights and a big speaker right there that just makes their set elevate and really gives them focus.
That's just brilliant.
And I love the painting of all of these trees through here.
They're all birch trees.
Yeah, the
That's
birch
tree.
incredible.
Well, with that contrast, it's just,
Yeah.
it pops out. I love it.
You don't normally see this much white in a haunted house,
No.
but also when you come through this room, it's snowing. There's 3 snow machines up in the ceiling. So this whole set is snowing.
Can you imagine the atmosphere
That's
of that?
amazing.
Oh yeah.
So
Skinned human tanning rack.
Yeah. So which actor gets the task of sweeping up the snow every night?
No, it's so the snow is a mix of the snow fluid is glycerin, soap to make a bubble, and alcohol.
Yes, that
The
makes
more
sense.
glycerin you put in it, the longer the bubble lasts.
Yeah.
And then you're inside of her wigwam right now.
Wow.
And the more alcohol you put in, the faster it dissolves. So we have it so that the snow only comes down to about knee height and then it evaporates.
Incredible. Incredible.
That's nuts.
What
Such a
are the
great
trees
idea.
made of?
Okay. This is where I destroy all the magic for you.
It's long
These
toilet
are-
paper rolls.
Cardboard packing tubes from you.
Yeah.
They're 8 feet tall. I put a 2x4 on the inside and I screw 2 together. And this is just wrapped in white pallet wrap.
Okay.
It's white pallet wrap to get them to be white. And then we used a little stencil to get all the birch lines on them.
Incredible.
Great. Looks really good.
And we put real trees up on top of this vortex tunnel so that you had a sense of depth looking through it.
That makes sense.
But I'm going to turn off the Shake Shack right quick. I'll be 20 seconds.
Sounds good. Look
I mean,
at that beautiful view.
Yeah, it is.
This just really puts so many haunts to shame because so many haunts are like one central themed focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have just gone from different atmosphere to different atmosphere.
I think it's like
throughout
20
this.
different areas, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Alan
Which is
knows
incredible.
The true number, but
Oh, this is cool.
Well, it's
Well, it's
13
another-
witches, but each witch might have 3 or 4 sets.
Yeah. It's another good
Wow.
game hallway, huh?
Yeah, none of these guys have hands. So
yeah.
Then you got to really worry if somebody gets slapped on the butt on the way out.
Incredible.
So, Mike is asking, one ticket gets you into all of these?
yes. Now, we're not cheap, okay? We are a high-end haunted house, hence the nice bathrooms. You know,
Yeah.
I want this to be the nicest haunted house you've ever been to. Up until this weekend, we've been $50.
Mhm.
And
not
we are $60 this weekend because this is when everybody wants to come. The only way I can keep giving a good show is by limiting how many people come. The only way I can limit how many people come is to rate the price a little bit.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Sure, yeah.
I'd
totally
pay
makes
$60 for this.
But you'll get a
Without
better
a-
show. You know, you'll get a better show if fewer people are here. And I want to limit it to about 4,000 people a night. Another puppet.
You hear that?
Every
number?
witch.
4,000 people a night. Holy crap.
Well, I limit it to, I think it's 4,300 is our max.
Wow.
Every witch has a sigil, and this is the Nightmare Witch's sigil. And you'll, like, I didn't show you in any of the other realms. This is the last realm. But, like, her sigil is there, and then it's on the archway that you go through.
Mm.
You know, and that's that symbolism that I picked up from Master of the Universe, you know?
That's right.
And just so many things. And even the fact that Motu does have a lot of conflicting stuff. This is Black Walls. This is so dark, but there's a lot of reach throughs for the actors here.
Yeah.
And you have to imagine that it's pitch dark and that moon is orange lit UV and that
Wow.
witch is dancing in front of it.
Ah,
Incredible.
so cool.
Now, is this Nightmare Witch influenced by our little homegrown Blair Witch at all?
No, she's the Blair Witch is cool. I worked that movie premiere when it came out, and I made their Halloween costumes. that production company. I made like a bunch of Halloween costumes for them. And one of the few film and TV credits I have is they had a TV show called Freaky Links.
Oh.
And at the beginning of that show, I made the Chupacabra costume and the Bigfoot costume.
Nice.
And then there's one last hit here by an actor with a button. And then you're heading out.
Exit through the gift shop.
Right.
Right.
These are some masks that we finished up today.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at that one with the big nose.
And they're in the gift shop. They'll be in the gift shop this week. Over here, you might recognize this guy.
Yeah.
Seems a little familiar. Just a
Very Alcala.
That definitely.
Right.
Nice.
And this is an ad for the different stilt costumes that we make.
So cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we got to agree with Duchess here that was just absolutely amazing.
Phenomenal.
Thank you for giving us that little like behind the scenes tour of everything.
Well,
like
I'll
you were
show you
there.
a little bit of backstage because I think that's where the real magic is, the workshop.
Yeah.
The workshop is what allows us to make everything that we make and do what we do. We have an amazing, talented team, but we also have an infrastructure. Like every light in the show is color mixing DMX. We have a digital sound system called QSys, which will send sound digitally to any speaker so we can change things up pretty fast and easy. You're entering the workshop now. We have a metal fab area. We just finished 2 big projects, so it's not the cleanest. There's things in paint and in production right now.
Incredible.
You know, this is truly where the magic happens because again,
Yes, it
making
is.
all the tactile, visual effects and everything like that, all practical effects, just, when they oversaturate things with the CGI stuff in movies, I don't like it as much. It's just not as great. So,
well, you don't get a second take in a haunt. It has to happen right there in front of their eyes.
Yep.
It has to work, So these are all what we call blanks. I can take one of these down and remold it if I need more of these masks.
Yeah.
This is one that I sculpted a while back, and I'm painting him.
Hey, Bobby, that's Sinister Blackburn right there.
Right.
Have you guys seen the Animotion mask where you wear them and the mouth moves a little bit? And stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I made these guys out of them because their foam falls apart after a little while.
Yeah.
So I just did 2 of these, and they look a little naked mole rat, maybe.
Yeah.
I almost see a little bit of that xenomorph mouth kind of thing going there.
Totally.
Yeah, just the way because the lip peels back.
Yep.
Right. Little Stan Winston.
We'll go this way. This is our
Actually,
paint room.
Very much like Filmation Leech.
Foam latex oven for cooking foam latex prosthetics.
Wow.
Nice.
This is what we call the paint room.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we mix up foam latex and run it in the foam latex molds.
It's also known as the Free Buzz Hotbox Room.
It could be.
Yeah.
This is I might have sculpted a couple Beastman masks in my time. This is
Yeah.
one of them.
I'm looking at this dragon next to it too. Wow.
This is from a company called Zagone Studios, which I love.
Nice.
Oh, that's
This-
like the little plant monster thing.
This was a really cool mask until Bug punched hair in it, and now I don't like it anymore.
Oh.
And it looks almost a little phallic.
A little, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Teeth.
Let's see. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff. This is a merman type creature I made recently.
It's like Kraken.
I was just gonna
Just
say,
say
that,
very
Bobby, yes.
Kraken, little
Yes.
Jeepers Creepers mixed into it.
Very influenced. This is a bear. There's no ears on him because polar bear ears and grizzly bear ears are in different places, but the head's pretty much the same. So if I put the ears on later, I can change what type of bear it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
This will probably be a giant bear from the movie The Prophecy, if you ever saw that.
Oh yeah.
It's a real good likeness. Just saying. To me.
Oh, look at those teeth.
Right? Oof.
We do a lot of stuff. I have an amazing team. Stacy, who is on now and doing some commenting, Stacy is one of my artists all around, but probably our main seamstress for the STILTBEAST stuff.
Got it. Incredible.
There's just a lot. And let's do a quick run this way. I feel like I'm monopolizing time, and I don't want to.
That is totally fine. I mean, really, we wanted you to, you know.
Yeah, yes.
It's the Halloween episode.
That's right.
And that's kind of my job.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's basically
sometimes you have too many scarecrows.
No,
and you're
you
like,
don't.
here, hold this.
You can't have too
You
many.
never
Yeah.
have. I'm right there with Bobby. You can never have too many. That's it.
Here's another pile of scarecrows.
Right? See? You just need them all over.
So we have there was a convention, I don't know, 2 months ago that reached out to us and asked us to do some foam weapons for a photo op for them. So
Very cool.
we made these. Here's a crossbow and
Bring some of
ashes.
that stuff to Legion's Con if you can make it.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
Nice.
mace is gorgeous.
That is.
Yeah, this was ReaperCon, and they deal in miniatures mostly
Yeah.
for role playing games. But yeah, this was a really fun project, and I got to make a bunch of stuff, which that's what makes me happy. Wait a minute, hang on. I want to see if the thing I think is here, and if I don't see it right now, I don't. I sculpted a swig.
I thought I saw what looked to be a swig back in the paint room.
Yeah, let's run back there real quick because I think it's a swig. It's an earless swig.
Yeah, I didn't see ears on it. That's why I didn't want to say anything. But
I booked my hotel and flights and stuff for Legion's Con today.
Oh, amazing, Alan! I can't wait to see you there, brother. And yep, that's the boy.
Wow.
Swig the Potion Master.
So when he has his hood on, his ears will be attached to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be great. Terrence is gonna crap his pants.
Yeah, fun stuff.
I'm gonna rub it in his face that we had the debut of that on the Frenzy, and he's not here in the chat. Didn't even get to see it.
Sometimes I bring stuff from home, and that's why there's a Big Bad Toy Store box
Oh,
here.
there you go. Yeah.
You know how many times I've repurposed a Big Bad Toy Store box to put other stuff in it?
They're good
Then I
quality
get
boxes.
I'm just saying, I get a little disappointed when I open it back up and it's not toys.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with that. So you could see some stuff there for our Christmas show up on the right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And these Christmas
More
trees are
pumpkins.
actually costumes. So an actor is inside of them.
Brilliant.
You ever get Glenn Jacobs to wear one of those?
Glenn.
Glenn Jacobs is the guy who portrayed Kane, the Undertaker's brother in WWE.
Aha,
And
gotcha.
one of his very first wrestling gimmicks that Jerry the King Lawler made him do while he was in the Lawler territory, it was called the Christmas Creature. And yes, he's dressed up kind of like a Christmas tree. His mom helped him make the outfit. He's got like Christmas socks on with little candy canes. And it's this 7 foot tall, 300-pound guy.
You know what? That's
like a Christmas tree.
if the Who's had that, Grinch would have been a different movie.
Yeah.
Very true.
So this
Look at
is
that beautiful foam.
my laser for cutting fabric. I cut fabric on it. I cut foam. Air compressors for the Haunt. Air compressor tank.
Yes.
Jeez.
It's the biggest
Wow.
air compressor I've seen outside of a mechanic shop.
We
It's bigger
have
than quite a few of
two.
those too.
We have 2 screw drive air compressors, and one of them runs a Peterbilt truck factory in Garland. We have
Wow.
2 of them.
Yeah.
And we just did this piece. We did a little haunted house last Thursday, and we built this guy for them because it was kind of a do this for our guests and promote your haunt type deal. So,
Yeah.
Very cool.
and Stacy, who's in chat, did almost all the work on this.
Nice work, Stacy.
Well done. Well done.
This is a Beast Man painting a friend made for me, so I put him up here in the corner.
That's great.
In here, the security room, there's like 90 cameras that watch the whole building.
Wow.
For some reason, over this light switch for the past month, it has said chips and salsa. I don't know why it says that. I have no idea why it says that, but no one is removing it. So I don't want someone to forget their chips and salsa. This is the costume room.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe somebody's asking for chips and salsa in the costume room. It doesn't seem like a very good combo for a costume room. Just saying, get messy.
I think one of the light switches is named Chips and the other one's named Salsa.
It's on and off.
Those could be characters, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. So Ace has asked here. I've got to ask about the boning / frame you use for the tree costumes. The charity Christmas party for the kiddos is coming up next, and I've been looking for a good way to make those.
Ace, just put in YouTube STILTBEASTSTUDIOS Christmas tree. I've got a whole video on how to make it.
There you go.
Well, if that's the case, let me just go grab that link and I'll drop it right in the chat for everybody.
Yeah, STILTBEASTSTUDIOS Christmas tree. So this is our makeup room. I prefer monsters over people.
Yeah.
And that means I'm going to use more masks than I do makeup. I'm probably 50-50 as far as masks and makeup, but I want a lot of characters that aren't human.
Yeah. That makes sense.
90% of these were sculpted in-house.
Wow.
This
95, barely.
I love that fluorescent green spider chicken thing. God, that's beautiful.
reminds me very much like a My Pet Monster with the colors.
Yes, it is very My Pet Monster. That's true. Let's see. Yeah, Creature from Black Lagoon is our makeup director's favorite. So there's some creature art over here.
Right
We do
on.
a lot of Christmas show, a lot of Krampuses up there, and some Grouches because we don't say Grinch.
Yep. Beautiful. Wow. God. Incredible.
There's an illustration of Merman
Yes.
that I based that mask off of.
Oh, so cool. You see Adam perk. I'm looking at Adam perking up down there, getting a close look at that merman.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Werewolves are one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see the trailer for the new Wolfman movie?
I did.
Looks pretty good. I'm questioning what the Wolfman's actually going to look like, but the suspense in the trailer looks pretty awesome.
Right.
So we have a vampire witch here, and we made this headpiece for her.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
So her mouth is sticking out down here. You can see her fangs and stuff. So
Right.
That's gorgeous.
So,
and we're getting into like 3D printing, and I do 3D modeling now. So I sculpt in Blender. I got to sit you down so I can pick up something to show you. No, I don't. I have a tripod. What am I doing? So I got a sunglasses file, and I made these thorn sunglasses.
Wow.
For our blind witches.
Oh, wow.
So they can see, and it's comfortable. And with all the hair and stuff, you can't really even tell that they're sunglasses.
That's incredible.
Nice. So Ace, I definitely popped the Christmas tree costume video in the chat for you. However, they're following up with another question. Apologies if Alan already covered this question, but how many different shows do they do per year? And how many days per year is the show open?
In the beginning, in the beginning, we did 8 shows a year for like 5 years. Post-pandemic, we have cut that back, and we do 4 shows a year. The October show this year was 10 weekends because we opened Friday the 13th, September Friday the 13th. And our last weekend is coming up next. Not this weekend coming up, but the one after that. And then, so this is back behind that big werewolf puppet.
Oh, yeah.
And most of the other shows are either 1 or 2 weekends, and some of them are only one night only, like a Saturday night. Because I find if you open Friday and Saturday, you split your audience. Whereas if you just open Saturday, it's a profitable night,
Right, yeah.
Makes sense.
So,
but even when you're not running the shows, there's still always work to be done.
there are, I have about 13 people here on staff year round.
Wow.
Who are making a living, making this scary.
That's fantastic.
That's a lot right there.
And it's one of the things that I want to do is make more full-time artists. That's more important to, I'm not going to be buying a Corvette. I'd rather employ 2 people for a year,
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
Right. See, and this is exactly what I was saying, Ace. I was going to go live in the cave.
Yeah, I think we'll all be fighting over that cave.
I'm ready to go. Y'all want to fight
So
over
if you
it?
want to
Let's go.
switch to desk cam,
Sure.
That we can.
All right.
And I tell you what might also help with the echo, Alan. If I mean, I don't know how much more of a tour you're going to do with the phone cam, but if you just back out of it for now, I bet you that'll cut out the echo entirely.
That makes sense. He went over to the other camera for a second there.
I killed it.
Oh, cool.
There you go. So, and yeah, I was going to say, I don't hear any echo from your side now. And Alan, just what you were saying at the end right there, and Ace is saying it here. Hell yeah, employing full-time artists.
Yes.
It's one thing where it's very hard. One of the reasons that some toys look so cool is because certain sculptors and artists, you don't always make the big bucks just selling random sculptures freelance here and there, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're just not going to make a lot of money that way.
And
But
what-
if you get hired by a toy company or something like that, where you're constantly sculpting, the only problem is it may limit that creativity slightly.
The longer you work on something, the more you have to charge for it. So there's my crew gets annoyed with me because I say we have this 60-foot by 90-foot haunted house we have to build in a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
because if I spend more than a week and a half, I don't make money on it.
Yeah.
So
Makes
they're a
sense.
little like, man, why are we gonna have this tight deadline? It's so that we can do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
That makes sense. Well, Alan, that was awesome. I want to get back and ask you a few questions, but before we do that, I would absolutely love to take a moment and do a little battle ram report. You want to stick around for that?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You guys ready
you
for
can put me in
this?
timeout or whatever, but I always watch
No.
Battle Ram Report.
No,
You
stick
stay
around.
right
This will be
here.
fun.
You're part of it.
And before we do that, folks, just a little reminder. Adam is going to throw a lot of facts your way, and you're going to want to be paying close attention because I'm going to grab one of those and we're going to do a little trivia afterward, and whoever wins will get this Frankenberry action figure. Look at that. Beautiful.
Nice.
Pay attention, folks. Pay attention if you want the Frankenberry.
Pay attention. All right, let's get that video lined up
Are
here.
we ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of the Battle Ram Report, brought to you by Adam, author of the BattleRamBlog.com website, the best Motu site on the web. He'll throw you a He-Man punch and a Skeletor blast. Be ready to get some knowledge. Take it away, Adam.
I love that so much.
Awesome. All right. So keeping with the Halloween theme, I picked my favorite member of the Evil Horde, Leech. I know everybody's kind of got their favorites. What is Leech on anybody else's top of the list for Horde members?
I love Leech.
As a toy, he was one of my favorite because he was so big and bulky.
Yeah.
No one will be surprised. I'm a Grizzlor guy.
I was going to say my favorite all-time Horde is Grizzlor, but big, hairy.
For me, it's like sometimes it's Leech, sometimes it's Mantana, and sometimes it's Grizzlor. It switches around depending on my mood.
You are all about that Mantana.
I
The
love
way
Mantana.
they stack up with the Universal Monsters, the first
Yes.
set of the Horde.
Yep.
That was our whole first Halloween episode.
Yep.
Leech, the creature from the Black Lagoon,
Yep.
is pretty clear and evident, and he is such a pivotal monster for horror because he was the first monster that was naked. You saw all of him head to toe.
Yep.
Wolfman is wolf hands, wolf head, shirt pants. Up until that point, you didn't really see the full monster unless it was stop motion or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Monster Squad let us know why you had to have pants on, because Wolfman has nards. You can't just have your nards out on camera.
It's true.
So true.
Yeah, for me, like Leech always reminded me of the Salt Vampire from the original Star Trek series, which creeped me so far out when I saw that as a kid. So that's probably why I like him so much. If you go to just some basic facts, obviously member of the Evil Horde. From that first wave of Horde figures, came out approximately August 20 or so, 1985, along with the first four. So Hordak, Leech, Mantana, Grizzlor. Modulok was a couple months later. So going over some of the early concept art. So we've got this early, and I think this is the earliest one that's not dated, but just going off of the evolving design. This one of the concept art that I know of, this looks the least like the final Leech, illustrated by Charles Zambilis. The first four Horde characters all originate with Filmation. So they were all originally going to be part of the She-Ra cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of their first pass at it. He doesn't look all that creepy in this one. You can see he does have the suction cups on his hands and fingers. But he looks more like he fits in with like Whiplash cloth.
Right.
Guys.
Yeah, he looks a little bit more draconic than
Yeah,
Leech.
Yeah.
he would fit in well with the Defenders of Eden figures.
Yes. Yes.
I had no idea there was a Salt Vampire Mego figure. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Right? I didn't know they had one of those.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ace, for that. That would be amazing. I'm going to look that up too.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you guys know I'm already pulling it up so I can drop us a link.
Thank you, Oz.
That's got to be a
can't let
modern
Trick-
one, right?
Gotta
I was gonna say I never saw it before, so I have no idea, but I'm interested to find
Yeah.
out.
I love
So-
this illustration.
Yeah, this one's great. This is another Filmation illustration. We don't know the artist, but it already looks a lot more like the figure. Just with the way the hands and feet are, he's much more bulky. The mouth is different, of course. It's suction-y mouth, but it's much narrower, and he's got the lizard tail too.
Yeah.
Which is very different.
Oh man, this is a beautiful version of it. I love that mouth. That's so cool.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the- Isn't there a Muppet that looks a little bit like that?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I think
definitely
so.
looks like the Mego toy Salt Vampire here, as I have it pulled up and I'm looking at it.
This is the meanest snork.
Yeah, the meanest snort. Yeah. That's good.
So this is the Ted Mayer concept art.
Yes.
So basically, from Filmation, they sent it to Mattel, and then Ted Mayer, I think, did all 4 of the first Horde figure toy designs. So this was his take on it. Obviously, again, this is not final. It ended up being kind of an amalgamation of that previous Filmation drawing and this one. This one's much more suction cup mouth, and some of the details are more leechy, but the proportions are really more like the other one.
He's very elegant.
Yeah, he's thin. I wonder if he was thinking like bendy arms, like a bendy arm type figure.
Yeah, they're like tentacles. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense with like a leech creature, yeah.
Yeah.
I always had Leech fight RoboForce because all of them had suction cup bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. The insignia, the Horde insignia here, it was originally supposed to be a creature, not just insignia. So it was like an alien creature that would control Leech and whoever it was on. It was kind of a mind control thing.
Oh,
Obviously, they didn't go that way, but that was
That one looks like a baby.
But that really makes sense though. Like if you would think about like Hordak going around and recruiting for the Horde, getting these monsters that some may just not be like sentient enough to join or whatever like that, and he would attach something to them to control them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This
is
Sucker Man.
I had one
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously this is, different line, but it's also from Mattel, and it's, it does bring this concept to mind a little bit.
I threw it on top of my school's roof. I bet you it's still up there.
Probably disintegrated.
Melted. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Come on, Bobby, let's go back and find out. Let's climb up there.
Yeah, we go. Actually, that school burned down. Yeah, so it wouldn't be there
Oh
anymore.
no.
Yeah.
Now
You
it's
can
fused
Google
with-
Earth that. Look at that roof.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about
Big
Google
goo
Earth.
of green just smeared all over.
Yeah.
I almost want to start like a frisbee tracking algorithm with Google Earth. How many frisbees can we find on people's roofs?
It does have a cool looking face, though. Those
Yeah.
It
definitely.
does.
It's like a vampire almost. Like
Kind of
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah.
the little face on this little green guy here, on the
Oh,
little
that-
bat.
Yeah. And I believe Suckerman was done by Roger Sweet. So
Oh,
really?
there's that tie-in to
Yeah.
Masters too.
No kidding.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is, it's from the catalog, but this is kind of the prototype it's it's doesn't have a working suction cup. It's just, and it doesn't have the sort of the teeth or the ring on the suction cup on his mouth illustrated in. His hands, they're not suction cups either. They're just solid. You can kind of see just his kind of a hard copy that they put out in the catalog for him.
Beautiful.
Yeah, pretty close to what we actually got, though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So just a look at the vintage figure. This is my particular leech. Yeah, I had all sorts of fun with this guy, just like sticking him to everything, giving myself hickeys, like figuring out, oh wait, this is gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a long while.
Yeah, you get one of those on your forehead. It takes a while to go away.
Good thumb exercise.
Yeah.
It's like, who gives you a hickey on your forehead? My girlfriend from Canada, she's pretty hot. You wouldn't know her.
For sure. Going around to the back, of course, the pump mechanism for the suction cup in the mouth is from the back there.
So disappointed that the Origins figure didn't have that.
Yeah.
He doesn't really stick to anything at all.
Would have been cool.
It limits the head sculpt so much.
Yeah.
Like as a sculptor, if you said this is what you have to make, and the suction cup is the front facing bit of it, I'd be sad. You know? I would much rather like sculpt a head, and I tend to prefer the sculpted head. But even looking at this, there's detail on his back.
Yeah.
It's inferred.
Yeah.
You know, that's not real amazing detail. But to like now with my eyes, that's enough for a haunted house.
Yeah.
You know, that's funny. You know, and there's a nostalgia of looking at this and then knowing what I do for a living. They're completely related.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the things that I did like about this toy is because it has such an odd face. I love the fact that, you know, the sculpting on the side of the head to the front where you can see all the teeth and stuff. I love that they took the time knowing that they couldn't, because of the suction cup, sculpt the teeth and stuff in the front. So they did go the extra bit, and they painted it, right? Like they didn't have to do that at all, right? Yeah. Like they could have just left that a solid green and been like, yeah, whatever, we did it on the side, you're good, kid. But no, they took the time to paint that to kind of help pull you into it, because you could see the teeth go all the way up the side. And then it's like, all right, here's from the front view, this gaping maw of teeth and suction. That being said, though, I will say, since we don't have great suction cup action feature with the newer one for Origins, I was glad they gave us the Corn Boy sculpted head from Classics in a mini version to put on there, because I mean, really, if the feature's not gonna friggin' work, I might as well just not even put the head on there, right?
Yeah.
Right. This version, this is the black belt version.
Oh yeah.
You can, and the other part of it is the lighter green abs. So he's kind of wearing that belly shirt. Much harder to find than the regular version.
Right. He just got done hanging out with Venice Beach Skeletor.
Yeah.
He's wearing a little crop top.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's right. Just look at the packaging. The most of the art on the back of the packaging was done by Errol McCarthy. We don't know who did this one. There's a few who we just don't know who did it. But, it is great. It's kind of reminiscent of his work.
Yeah.
Zoom in on, of course, Man at Arms with the Mechanex mace.
Yep. That's so funny.
A little awkward.
I wonder why they would pick two green characters though at the same time.
Yeah, that's strange. To save on ink, maybe ink costs.
Let's face it, whoever it was they got to draw this, they were like, I'm going to put Man at Arms because I like him.
That's probably
maybe,
true.
yeah.
Probably.
Or I don't like him, maybe.
Right.
And who is it that they put on like the new card art? Because it's almost the same, but wasn't it like Rattler or
Yeah, it was
one of the Snake
Men.
Men?
Yeah.
Which I just thought was cool because like you got the warring factions, right? Snake Men aren't allied with the Horde. They're not allied with Skeletor. They're their own thing. The Horde's
It's
not
tongue
allied.
lasher.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you, Alan. You know, I think that's great because it's like, you know, nobody's friends here. They're all fighting against each other.
Plus, it was a way to get everybody talking about that the Snake Men were coming too.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, don't take this wrong, loyal Leech fans. This picture, his head from the side, looks a little bit like that baby hippo that's all over the internet right now.
It
You
does a
know
little
what?
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Now I can't not see that. Oh,
You're welcome.
Leech is a baby hippo. I mean, he is a
That's-
beefy boy, so.
Yeah, that's so funny. He'll forever be. Leech is now cuter for me. Thanks, Alan.
Rawr, terrifying horde. Oh, look at the cute baby hippo.
yeah.
Just
Beautiful.
cross-sell art for Leech,
Yeah.
which is again based on that black belt variant.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Where the colors actually pop.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is there's a series of JCPenney 2-packs. So this is one of them, Leech with Mantenna, where they were just polybagged inside the brown mailer box. And you just pick that up from JCPenney.
Beautiful. Just the box. I would love to just have the box.
I knew you would say that.
Right.
You knew I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, and Bobby, I got to tell you now. Every time I look at Leech, I hear the squelching from the Leech men.
Oh,
The
jeez.
Leech men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was apparently supposed to be like a 3-pack. You know, like there's the Evil Warriors and Heroic Warriors 3-packs that are really super
Right.
rare. There's supposed to be one with Hordak and Leech and Mantenna, which, you know, for it apparently never materialized.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
have been great.
3-in-1 shot. That's right.
Oh
This is-
yes.
The bizarrest mini comic in the entire vintage series of mini comics, where Leech is this giant
Yeah.
character who's not, you know, even close to on model, or neither are any of the other characters. Yeah, he's like King Kong sized in this
That's
comic.
incredible.
Why
Which
is
is this-
Man at Arms armor backwards?
Is Skeletor naked?
No, that's Merman. I didn't put Merman, but Merman has a beard in this. It's so weird.
It's true.
Just
it is
comic.
weird.
Wait a minute. Which mini comic is this?
This is Leech, the Master of Power Suction. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
vintage Leech comic.
Oh
Yeah.
my
so-
god, I want to see this because it is definitely sounding like the most bizarre. Like they all got drunk at a party one night. Somebody woke up and glued a beard to Merman.
And he's naked. He's straight up naked.
Yeah,
He's
in that
running around
panel.
in skivvies.
He ain't
This
even
is
wearing a
right.
belt.
This is what happens
Yeah.
when me, Bobby, and Sean take over the frenzy the next day.
Like, I can make out Cyclone's boot and head,
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I can make out his boot and head.
but they
that's
didn't.
it.
But they made Merman naked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yes,
they
that's it.
Okay.
And again, Leech is a giant. Well, apparently so
Yeah.
is Hordak.
Yeah. There's some panels where he's not, and some panels where he is. So when I read this and I didn't know anything else about the evil hordes, like, okay, so all the horde guys have the power to grow to be giants. That's what I thought based
That
on
would
this
be
comic.
amazing. That would
Yeah.
be amazing.
And I
That's a
can't-
trip where they all on.
I can't read what Skeletor is saying, but I can only imagine he's saying, "I don't know what to do with my arms," because his arms look really weird in that.
Yeah.
He's like scared stiff, huh?
It's like that
That's
Seinfeld character. Where the lady used to walk stiff armed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? No swaying, just very
Right.
stiff armed.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of him. That's why he's just like penetrating. He's just like, oh,
Okay.
All right. So it says,
Alan-
well,
Alan,
what have
yeah.
we here? my nearest and dearest enemies locked in Mortal Kombat. So, like, that's literally how he's gonna watch this fight. Like,
Yeah.
Just yeah.
he's like, I'm enjoying this so much, I cannot move.
Did Rob Liefeld help with this, the drawing of this one?
It
You
could be.
can see Skeletor's feet.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, actually, we don't know who the artist or the writer is for this. They're unknown.
They're
Because
forever
Mattel
in
doesn't-
hiding.
Mattel
No one's going, oh, that was me.
disappeared
No one's
them.
doing that.
Right.
Hordak's arm in the punching, his shoulder's way up there. It's really fascinating.
Dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, I've never thrown a punch like that in my life. Ever.
His ear was itching, so he had to go with that. And
He had to scratch as he was doing a right hook. You know?
It's so good.
Guys, just remember, you know, the 80s was a wild time. There was a lot of coke involved.
Well, they probably had like 2 days to bust this whole thing out.
That's
I believe it.
Probably.
I totally believe it. And they probably found the artist for this in a mail room, and they were like, yeah, here's some concept sketches. Have at it. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
And
that's so good.
yeah, you can again the scale, and then you can see bearded merman. Look at his black chin beard.
Yeah. It's so strange.
So weird.
Hey, he just said he didn't shave that morning. It was too late. And, they got to. Oh shit! I can't shave. Fuck it. Take my flight.
Exactly.
Yep, 5 o'clock shadow.
The land shark looks pretty good though. Pretty cool with that.
It's got no eyes.
No, that's true.
Yeah, there's no place for the eyes on it. Like,
beautiful.
It does
back in
kind
the
of
second picture. It doesn't even look like it has tracks anymore.
Yeah.
It does kind of make me wish I had like a 12-inch, like, or 15-inch leech figure, just to recreate.
Where's that guy?
This
I need my
comic.
I need my giant horde members now.
And every picture, he looks different too. It's like
not
consistent.
Very different.
They did a mail away contest. You just mail in your fan art or whatever this is supposed to be.
Yeah, I tell you, Filmation just does it, man.
Look at
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is.
God, that's so good.
Such a freak. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
This panel, that head reminds me of the animated movie The Last Unicorn.
Oh,
yes.
Totally.
I don't know what it is. Something about the curves and it's just hitting notes that's similar from that art.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear America in the background right now.
Yeah, totally.
Last unicorn.
Love it.
So these are from the She-Ra, like the Bible for the cartoon. So there's a couple of different little bios for Leech. The first one describes him as lizardy, and my assumption is that's probably because they had that image to the right to base this off of, because he's got that tail.
Yeah.
I love that part of the description is, ooh, he's scary and ugly.
Yes,
and ugly too.
Thanks to Alice and Troy, she gave me the She-Ra Bible, so I could.
That's awesome.
Grab that stuff out of there.
I imagine all the notes for the horde now are like, they're spooky.
Yeah.
It's written by Count Floyd.
This is the style guide art, Errol McCarthy art, but you can see he's basing the head for sure off of that Filmation design.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's funny because that's really kind of like the sculpt that we got when they did it in Classics. So
yeah.
Yep. Poster very much based on the toys. I don't know who the artist is on this one. This one is floating around forever. I don't know who did it. It's not particularly, like it's very. Exactly. This is exactly the toy. This is there's no.
It looks like they actually
artistic
painted.
license.
Yeah, they painted like over
Yeah.
a photo or something. Like
Almost
that.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta give them
Right.
credit. I gotta give them credit because yeah, they definitely just like they've even got the gloss sheen of the toys to the point
Mhm.
where it's like if I didn't know Photoshop didn't exist at the time, I would have said they photoshopped the toys into the picture.
I mean, that's like right on. Even like Skeletor in the back there.
Which that
probably-
and look at Modulok. Like
They probably did I think they did like a projection and then painted from the projection.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it's just
like a
like a
different
photo.
artist
Yeah.
did the background,
Yep.
The
Yeah, it does
background's
look different.
amazing.
and then they slapped the toy paint
Yeah.
on front of it.
Yep.
That
That's what I would
makes
sense.
say.
Yeah. It's.
and
I'd still put this poster up.
Yeah, it's like an animation almost, like for a cartoon. They just, layered.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
And definitely too, because like the details right down to the different crossbows, right? Because
Yeah.
back in the day, they each had the individual sculpted crossbows.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
then
yeah.
there's just the close-ups from the Earl Norham Horde poster, and then
So
the William
good.
George
Speed
side
skating.
poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rollerball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the evil horde, he went on to coach Nancy Kerrigan for the.
I can't.
I love it, dude. Look at Grizzlor up there in that cave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Start to lose, cut a bitch. I mean, what?
Yeah, that image of Grizzlor is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Right, popping out of the cave.
Beautiful.
He's gonna eat you. That's what he.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
straight up gonna pick his teeth with your bones.
That's
That's why he was in charge of the freight zone because he was just gonna. It's where they stored all the leftovers.
That's right.
I did put a joke on Twitter a long time ago with Grizzlor and Beastman sitting together, and they were talking. And Beastman asked Grizzlor if he ever had crap stick to his fur. He said no. So Beastman grabbed him and wiped his ass with Grizzlor.
That's funny.
I had a photo that had like Grizzlor versus Beastman.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all know that Beastman skinned Grizzlor, and that was the costume movie prop.
So I thought I just
Yeah.
photos of all the major versions. The Staction, I love the
Yeah.
Staction version.
That's great.
That's my favorite.
That's
iteration.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Weapon's crazy though.
Neckus.
Yeah.
Weapons, weapons are like a step too far, but the actual statue itself is just beautiful.
If I was that giant leech monster and someone tried to hand me a crossbow to use, I'd be like, what? I'm a leech monster. Like,
Yeah,
look
I
at
have
these
all
hands.
You
I have
keep
all
your
the
weapons.
Weapons
Yeah.
right here. My mouth, my hands, my feet.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
I will say though, they did keep that whole again individualistic crossbows going for each one though.
Yeah.
Mhm. That is true. The classics version, which I like, but he kind of has the same problem as the Origins one, is that the body should have been, or the limbs should have been thicker. Like they gave him
Yeah.
a wide body, but the
Yeah.
limbs were kind of the same
Yeah.
size as every other male character.
Yeah, he should have had
Interesting.
bulkier pieces, or they at least could have given him like the Ram Man cut arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they did a different armor over the Andre the Giant body, would have been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There he is.
There's the Origins.
It's that same fatal flaw, right? He needed the
Dang.
bigger arms.
Yeah. He's got the fat torso, but not the fat arms and legs.
Right.
Yep.
And this is I mean, my personal favorite right now is this guy.
He's got a great. I like the head sculpt a lot on this version.
Yeah. It's really great.
I gotta say, overall, it's gorgeous. It is
Yeah.
just absolutely gorgeous. Is that supposed to be like a whip? Are they like giving him beast
Yeah.
man style weapons?
It's a whip.
That's
It
so
goes
cool.
on his wrist.
Yeah, okay. I like it. I dig it. Now I just kind of want the whip. I mean, I want the whole
Whip
figure.
makes
It's great.
sense. because he could whip them and then pull them in for a
Pull them in.
suck.
Give him a nice good kiss.
So that's how.
Hold on, Skelly. Hold on. I get you.
That's how that fits up.
Very,
They should have had a sucker at the end of that whip.
Right?
yeah.
That would have been smart.
Looks good though. You
The
know what's
colors
funny?
on yours are better than that picture too.
Yeah, they are. You know what I gotta say though? I think that whip's better than Beastman's whip that came with them. Oh, it's terrible.
Better
It's because
than
again, the Beastman's whip's just like this little piece of cord, even
Yeah.
with the Masterverse ones. Where this, it's like, you know, I don't know. I kind of like
Yeah.
that rubbery kind of
They
thing.
should have came with like one of those like long sticky hand ones that you whip with
Right?
the hand.
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
stick it.
man, that would have been great. Missed opportunity, Mattel.
Yep.
Pay attention.
Well, Adam, amazing. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Hands down, best head sculpt on the Masterverse.
I want to let you guys know that I do this much side commenting during every Battle Ram vlog. I'm just never on with you. I have to type.
Look, I try to highlight them as fast as I can. I try to do. I've even missed a couple here. Well, because sometimes I get wrapped up in looking at all the cool stuff that Adam's showing off, so I get
Yeah, it's
distracted.
hard. It's hard.
I totally missed this comment by Attorney Royalty. Mike saying
Love it.
dad
Makes
bod.
sense, yeah.
Totally true. Totally true.
Yep.
And I don't even know which one that Ace said that they love, but I'm assuming Masterverse.
Yeah,
but
I think
I don't
so.
know.
Well, I did identify a trivia question, so shall we go ahead and do that?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
By all
So
means.
everybody who is watching the amazing Battle Ram report, this is the giveaway right now, and this is the figure inside the box. Beautiful Frankenberry action figure. Who's the brand again?
Jada Toys.
Jada Toys.
Jada Toys.
I mean,
Outstanding work, Jada Toys.
outstanding and affordable action figures. I mean, it's just really incredible what they're doing right now.
Even if you're not getting it at Ross for the dirt
Yeah.
cheap price, like even if you're not getting it at that, you know, it's just outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
All right. I have the trivia question ready to go. So this is how it goes, folks. The very first answer that shows up in the chat that we're all looking at from our end is the one that's going to win the Frankenberry today. Okay, so have your keyboards ready and your return or enter buttons ready. Here's the question.
Alan, you are eligible. Get ready to type.
Alan is eligible.
You are eligible. Get ready to type.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Whose weapon is Man-at-Arms holding on the card back art for Leech?
Oh, nice one, Skelly. Nice one. Do y'all remember when we were going over that? Oh,
Hey.
I don't even think anybody else had a chance. He was ready. He was ready. Like, there was like a good several minute delay before everybody else. Wow.
Take the second person, though. Take the second person.
Okay,
My prize is being on the show tonight.
Oh,
Alan,
nice.
that's sweet. Well,
Yep.
our winner is Ace.
Hey.
There we go.
Ace, I think I have your address somewhere in the archives, but would you mind just messaging that to me through Instagram, and then I'll again, so I have it at the ready, and I'll get that packaged up. Ace, everyone, has won Frankenberry, and so thanks, Alan, for.
I'm holding out for my favorite, Fruit Brute.
Oh yeah.
I hope we get at least Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy, and honestly, Carmella Creeper.
Yeah.
Again, let them all come through. We need them all. We need the
gotta
get
whole
'em all.
monster mash.
Real quick story about Fruit Brute. I remember when I worked at the Board of Trade in Chicago, I worked with this guy and we used to argue about different things. And I told him that there was a werewolf, I was going to say werewolf mob. There was a werewolf cereal called Fruit Brute that went with the monster cereals, and he didn't believe me at all. We'd fight. Yeah, we would fight. It's like I used to eat it when I was a kid. I used to go get it at the store. So then when Pulp Fiction came out, because I was working there in '92, when Pulp Fiction came out, they had the box in the movie. So I had to call them up because I didn't work there no more. I was like, see, you motherfucker, there it is.
See here, you son of a... We had a freaking...
I told you there was a werewolf
character. Brute in there.
Now you can look it up because we used to call the Chicago library.
Oh, yeah.
And this poor lady would always look things up for us. And
that's sweet.
We'd fight about everything, you know, and then she couldn't find anything about it.
Doing it from the library and became Ask Jeeves.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, so Ace, congratulations. Frankenberry, Cereal Monsters. We're all huge fans of the Cereal Monsters here. So, and it's a great prize. I'll try and get that in the mail for you either tomorrow or early next week, as soon as I can get over to the post office and get it packed up for you.
It's a great figure.
Yeah, very cool figure. And keep your eyes open, eyes peeled, folks. These are showing up at Ross's right now. So I've heard that Count Chocula and Frankenberries have been the ones that have been showing up. I haven't heard anything about Boo Berry, so
no Boo Berries.
No, Boo Berry was exclusive though.
Yeah. And I love having the Boo Berry.
Yeah. And you can still find Boo Berry. It's not, Boo Berry's not too hard to come by.
No. And it wasn't that expensive either.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Each of these guys have been like $25, but if you got a Ross by you, pop in, check them out. Count Chocula, Frankenberry, been showing up there.
Yeah.
Not at my Ross, but
yeah, I haven't seen a Count Chocula yet. I'm holding my breath though, hoping that one will pop up.
I'll look for one for you. I'll check my Rosses.
He's just a pain in the ass to keep standing up because he's top heavy.
His head is so big.
Yeah.
They're both well, and Frankenberry is too.
Yeah, but he's more sturdy.
Yeah.
Count Chocula's skinnier, so he's
true.
he falls over all the time.
He's got a lower center. Frankenberry's got a lower center of gravity. Yeah. And Boo Berry gets a stand.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the best one of them all for being able to stand up.
Yeah,
he doesn't have legs. It's the best one.
Alan, you look like you're about to show us something there.
I was just playing with the Beastman. I was playing with Beastman. That's all.
I mean, it's hard not to play with Beastman.
I have like 7 Beastman on my desk.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Beautiful.
You know, and it's
there you go.
It's funny him showing that and seeing the Abominable Snowman off in the background there. Now I want another Beastman so I can paint one up for winter and make them blue and white.
Oh, there you go.
I did a Snow Beast custom.
You did,
right? Like I want to do that now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. All right, customizers. That's your. Maybe we should do. All right, let's say it now. Let's say it now, folks. For our Christmas episode, this is all for the customizers out there. Customize up some of your Masters of the Universe figures as the characters from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, including Bumble and the Misfit Toys and what's his name? The dentist kid. What's his name again?
Hermie. Oh,
Hermie. And then take pictures and send them to my email. I'll put it down here. We'll announce it again in November too.
You don't have to use a Beastman if you don't have an extra, folks. You know, but yeah, if you got something, definitely put it in there.
That's they got a Beastman.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
They got a bunch of Battle Cats at Ollie's. If you got one by you, go paint one up like Rudolph.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Big old red nose.
Amazing.
That's ingenious. I love it.
Alan, I want to see some fireballs.
I custom sculpted the head on him, and the hands are modified Nosferatu hand files.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Which they make the look so much. Oh man.
Beastman has always been plagued with bad hands and feet from toys.
Yes.
And you know what's crazy is like that new Turtles of Grayskull Splinter just came out.
Great feet.
He's got perfect feet, clawed feet. The hands, they've even got like the claws on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reptile hands have the claws on them. But Beastman's got like nubbed fingers.
Yeah.
And one pinky is all the way like sideways. Half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Origins, like just the unwillingness to give the right number of toes for different, like Skeletor, like different versions of Skeletor that should have had 5, had 3. Beastman had no toes. Just
Right? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's like, is he wearing a slipper? What's going on?
That's what it is. He got out of bed, hopped in his fuzzy slippers, and started running around Snake Mountain.
Red Beastman is my favorite.
Gets a little cold. Yeah. I got that one right over there.
Yeah, you got that one.
Well, no, he's orange, but it's that look. I've got the regular Lords of Power one, the retail one that's more red, but
yeah. Well, gentlemen,
honestly, favorite set. Period.
Yeah, that's looking good up there too.
Thank you, guys.
I'm glad you put it up there.
It needs to be displayed. I can't. I wouldn't have it without this community. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. That's a great
Yeah.
thing.
There it is.
Yeah.
The pinnacle.
The PowerCon exclusive.
Yeah, that is just that's a grail item right there.
Those demonic yellow eyes, the red armor with the yellow jewel. Oh,
this is one where anytime I can snag him on eBay for like $50, I buy it.
Wow.
Because you know, I just bid 50 on all of them. Most of them go over that, but every now and then you win one. I think I have 3 of these guys.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna start looking because I know classics figures have slowly been going down in price a little bit.
They've
so
been cheaper recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Masterverses is helping to drive that price down. I mean, there are certain ones that are just not really going down as much, but there are other ones that are dropping quite nicely.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye on that one.
Remade and made a custom of all of the evil warriors. I have Sarod left. That's it. And he's almost done. But I haven't done Megator. And I just copped out and bought the Classics Megator. It looks good. I think it'll be, you know, I'm not super worried about, I think it's in the right scale, you know.
Yeah.
If they make one for Origins and they use the TMNT Krang body or the Andre the Giant body, it's not big enough.
No, it's not nearly big enough for the Giants. Like, I know that's their easy answer.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just not nearly as big as it needs to be. So my question for you on that, Alan, because you're a big customizer, right? Mother Russia. So when you buy a figure like that Megator from Classics, okay, like, do you just buy it with the knowledge that you're going to customize it? Because again, most Classics are pretty penny.
So this is a great night to talk about this because nothing comes to you finished. Everything that is made for the masses. And I want it to be mine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to repaint it. I'm going to, all of my horde, wear black and red. No blue pants, none of that. The horde wears black and red. They're an army. They have a uniform.
Yeah.
So I repaint my horde figures to fit that aesthetic. And
that's cool.
Yes. Now, sometimes, most of the time, if I can afford it, I'll buy 3 of whatever figure it is. One to customize. I open all of them. I'm not a collector. I want to play with my toys. But one to kind of leave, one to turn into something else, and one to turn into the best version of that figure.
That's cool. I like that.
I like that. I like that principle. See, most people will say they'll buy 3 because they'll buy one to open, one to play with, and then they might buy another one to whatever with, resell or whatever. But I like the idea of buying in 3 because you're gonna have like a masterpiece figure. You're gonna have the figure that you play with, and then again a figure
to make something.
I may need those parts.
Maybe
right.
I just
like, I may need that.
Yeah. And you know, I have a world. You know, I only need one Skeletor because he's the boss. You know, I only need one. And the fact that they came out with a Skeletor every 6 months was, you know, I don't need all of those. But with head swapping, you know, you can use. I have like raptor heads on 2 different Terraclaw Skeletors because they're, you know, they're shredder raptory guys.
Yeah.
And Reptilax's tail is very useful as far as being able to pop that onto something else and make it a little more lizard-like or whatever. But I
still need to grab a Reptilax and I still need to grab a Necroconda. After you sent me the Terror and the what's the other one? Lord Brass. I now have all the Snake Men but Necroconda and Reptilax.
I don't have him either. He's not an easy one to find. I've got him on order from Big Bad, but
he's supposed to be out December, I think.
Yeah,
it's a bad month for me to get toys, but
yeah, right.
You know, I have a world that really Master of the Universe said that you can make your own world. Here's some pieces.
Yeah.
You know, and all of my monster toys when I was a kid, Jabba the Hutt was the boss. And, you know, everybody else worked for him. And they were all like one team. And now it's kind of the same thing. I've just got Skeletor as the boss and everybody kind of falls under him because of what a pinnacle of my design choices, a lot of the things I enjoy came from Master of the Universe more than anything else.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm the same way, Alan. I totally identify. The colors, the like you said, the design, it's so cool. Yeah, that guy looks great. I've seen him pop up on occasion, some of these figures, some of these that you like, Terror and Lord Grasp. I've avoided it, but the more I see it, the more I'm like, oh man, those are kind of great.
I want to complete my Snake Men. That's you know, I love the Snake Men faction. I want to complete them. Whenever they get the crowdfund back up for the Snake Layer, I want to be able to back it.
Oh, you know what? I agree. I totally understand that, Oz. But I got to show this Ace's comment. I want endless Skeletors like that episode where there are a billion tiny skeletons. Yeah,
little ones.
Me too.
You can do that with these guys.
That's true. That's so true.
Those teams.
Yeah.
Get that. And those would be the best ones.
Yeah, loyal subjects, as all music fans said. Loyal subjects.
There you go.
For sure.
World's smallest skeleton.
Or the world's smallest, yeah.
I love those.
Those are, I think, I don't know. I was going to say their price here, but I guess I don't know. Anyways, guys, Alan, I got to say thank you so much for doing this. What a great way to celebrate the season.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The stuff you were doing is just like magical. It's just amazing stuff.
Every week, you guys, not every week anymore, but like every month now, you guys are on and you talk about and show us your toys.
Mm-hmm.
These are my toys.
Yeah.
So I just returned the favor and showed you some of my toys. That's all.
Your toys are way better. I'm just saying.
Yeah, your play set is the ultimate play set.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love and Mythic Legions right now is teasing me up a wall because they're showing all the Necronominus wave stuff in package. Retail exclusive wave that we pre-ordered at the beginning of the year is apparently hitting next month, so I'm crapping my pants too. But everything you just showed me is way cooler than that. At least to me it is, right? Like, because
it's amazing.
It's a play set for me, not just for these guys.
Yeah.
I've been in the business since I was 10 years old. I worked at my first haunted house, and I haven't missed a season of working at a haunted house, and I am still not jaded. I'm still filled with wonder And every time I sculpt and make a new monster, it's like the world needs more monsters. So
Yes.
I'm just doing my part, you know.
Absolutely. Preach. So everyone that's watching, Alan's links are right down below this video. I'm going to go and get the StiltBeast live link, though. I'm missing that one. I'm going to add that in. But
Already got you covered, Skelly.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm going to add it to the. Oh, you're going to add it to. Well, I'm going to add it to the description.
You can
below
add
the
it to the
video.
description, but I already grabbed it for you. Is what I'm saying.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Folks, just go check out Alan's stuff. I mean, you saw some tonight, but there's just so. I mean, I'd say there's hundreds of videos on your StiltBeast channel. Just like go and watch and watch and watch. It's so much fun to watch him make his stuff. And yeah, there it is. There's the StiltBeast live link. Thank you, Oz. So what we usually do at the end here is we talk about what's going on, what's coming up for us. So I'll start with me this time. I'm just going to say I really don't have much going on, to be honest with you, and I'm kind of loving that. So I do.
Must be nice.
I do have a. Well, you're kind of on a roll, Bobby. Like you're on a roll in a very good way. But I do have a video, kind of like a. I did get a Grail piece recently, and I went about getting it in a very particular way. So I'm going to be posting a video about the journey to get this Grail. So
Nice.
I'll be posting that probably this weekend. So that's coming up. Alan, how about you?
So my haunt season is wrapping up. I have this weekend and the weekend after. Thursday is Halloween. We're open Friday and Saturday here at Dark Hour in Plano. And then the weekend after that, I'll be at Legion's Con. That's exciting. I've never been to one of those before. Looking at the vendor list, I'm super pumped because before I had a 3D printer and before I learned how to sculpt in Blender, I would buy custom heads from all these guys. So like Wolf King Customs, and there's a lot of Mythic Legions heads that I have on my Motu figures because they're real close to the same scale. And I'm just really excited about that. And I go to a lot of shows and conventions, but they're always haunted house related. And this one is just a hobby. It's just fun,
Fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Adam, how about you?
I did a video recently with Mega J Retro that he's editing, so that I think that should come out pretty soon. I'm gonna talk with Rob Bass next week, if you're familiar with him.
Nice.
And then I've got an article coming out tomorrow about the Stilt Stalkers, the little accessory from '86.
That's perfect timing. That's cool. Looking forward to all that. All right, Bobby, you're up next.
Maybe I'll bring the microphone. Does that sound better?
Ooh,
Is that better?
Nice.
Ooh, I'm about to pay you like 10 cents a minute. I mean,
I'll talk slow. No, I
I'm gonna
have
buy a tote bag for Bob.
I had one up on my merch store one time, but I just had my 5th episode for the Case 4 yesterday air. I got 4 more episodes left for Decker coming up, and it'll end the week before Thanksgiving, so that'll be nice. And I'll have a break by maybe a week, and then I'm got a couple, like a mini series coming up, and then another universe story I decided to do. I talked with somebody about that, and they're going to do it for me. And I put out a Bermuda story today, short. It's a little funny if you want to check that out.
Great. This is so great.
but it's just, I just have fun doing those. It's just, I do it for me. It's like nothing I need to worry about it growing or nothing. It's just a hilarious little minute-long thing. But
as you should, though, right?
As you should.
Fun little quips. And again, the gag with the whole name too is really fun.
Yeah,
I like it. I really like it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, so I had my live this past weekend, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, maybe I'll do another one in a year from now. We'll see.
Yeah.
But that's not a priority for me to do more lives. It's just, it was fun just to get together and get everybody together to help me out with the channel. So, but yeah, and just want to say happy Halloween to everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Sure.
Yes, indeed. Oz, how about you? What's going on with you?
Oh man. So as everybody knows, this has been the month of Oztober, and I feel like I've been streaming like all over the place every weekend lately is how it's been, which is funny because when I said this was the month of Oztober, that wasn't actually the plan to just stream hard throughout every weekend. But apparently that's what I decided to do.
Yeah. You went for it.
Yeah, and wrapping up the month of Oztober, because as we know, Oztober ends the 31st, which is next Thursday. So next weekend will no longer be Oztober. So I don't need to stream through the whole weekend, but we'll probably find some excuse to do it anyway, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
So as this being the last official weekend of Oztober, I couldn't think of a better way than to get things started here tonight. Alan, this has been amazing. Thank you. You have made this Halloween episode super special for us. So thank you. I'll be making sure everybody catches this replay if they're not already here.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Oh, it's been a blast.
Thank you
brother.
so much.
Absolute blast. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks at Legions Con. I want to see the finished product of that amazing Swigs. So that's going to be really cool. And yes, 2 weeks. All of us are shipping off. We're going to be at Legions Con. Well, not everybody here, but, you know, big chunk of the community will be away. We have, right before that, big guest. Did we announce who that guest was?
Not yet.
Okay. Big guest on the 7th, which is the day before I leave for Legions Con. So you guys got to come here to check that out, because chances are there won't be a clubhouse. So you won't catch me anywhere else that weekend unless you're at Legions Con.
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow at 12 p.m. over on a Punk with Toys channel, he's going to be doing 36-hour streamathon Toys for Tots. During that 36-hour period, all of us are going to be running different shows, you know, like our usual shows. Like me, there's going to be the morning show. There's going to be Clubhouse Cafe. We're also going to be closing out the stream with the normal Clubhouse stream Saturday night. But all super chats that get donated, any super stickers, super thanks, which is where you leave a comment after the stream, or, you know, if you just leave a comment to the stream, you can leave a super thanks, as well as he has a PayPal account set up specifically for this event. It's not his personal PayPal, but that way he can show everybody. If you don't want YouTube to take the cut, you can donate directly to that. We're going to have the address to Sergeant Reds, which is who he's partnering with to do this Toys for Tots drive, where basically all the toys are going to be bought from Sergeant Red's toy store. They are going to match any money that's raised over the weekend. You know,
I think
for
that's
that 36-hour period.
I think that's just awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously,
it's
like
incredible.
anytime a Toys for Tots opportunity comes up, it's so good. Like, you know, just like we encourage folks to join Adam's Patreon to help for a good cause. Definitely, folks, tune in and contribute to this Toys for Tots run. It's really awesome. It's great that you're all doing this. Seriously.
Yeah. And again, if you don't want to donate money, go out to Ross, go out to an Ollie's Buy. You buy a toy, and you can either send it to Sergeant Reds, but since that's just going to be for the Michigan, Detroit area, go out and buy a toy and donate it to your own area. Make sure a kid in your area who is less fortunate is going to get a toy this Christmas.
Become aware of what kind of drives like this are going on around you, folks, and
that's right.
And contribute and participate.
We do one.
Alan.
We do one. We do a event here. We do free photos with Krampus, because photos with Santa's kind of so we have Krampus set up in a big throne, and
I love that.
You bring toys for a toy drive, and it's a free event, and we get a couple hundred people here every time we do it.
That's amazing. That is incredible.
For sure.
And, you know, people may be wondering, why are we doing this now in October? But it's because of the way YouTube pays out. It's going to take about a month for the funds to actually pay out. So if we do it now, the funds should hit by around like November 21st. So he'll be able to get the funds from YouTube on and around November 21st so that we can get the actual toys in December for Toys for Tots.
That's great planning. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah,
planning.
that's great planning.
Yeah, he's been working on this idea since we did the 24-hour San Diego Comic-Con stream. So,
awesome.
You know, it was a big deal, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So you guys can catch me on there this weekend, and then also last minute, Brick is having a bunch of us who are all going to Legion's Con for the first time on the Brick Something News Sunday night. So again, I wasn't planning on doing that show, so I'll be streaming all throughout the weekend again.
I'll watch that. It's my first time.
Yeah, exactly. This is, you know, we're all Legion's Con virgins going into this thing, so that's going to be great. And then we got the next big thing coming up on Ostradamus Toys. So after all that goodness, the following week we're going to be doing a